Hello everyone, welcome to the City Crit. I am your Dungeon Master Harda, and joining me is my usual spacefaring adventuring team. Let's kick it off with the person... let's see. Let's make it about character for change. Let's kick it off with a character who is hello. Let's start off with a character who is best with animals, and then we'll work our way down to our animal hater at the bottom.
I
feel like I get to go first here.
Conflicted now.
I tamed a chimera,
Like, define animal.
which is technically a monstrosity, but she thinks it's an animal, so...
Yeah.
Hi, I'm George. I play Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid, and I will pass it on to people who are better at identifying what are animals and what are monstrosities.
Hi, I'm Mary. I play Astra, who is a pet squirrel called Pip. She's an ASMR cleric, and I'll pass on to the next animal
That is a
lover
question,
type
like, good
person.
with animals or good with turning into animals? Because, like, I got that one down.
Godric, yeah. Works. Sod it. We'll card the Juragard Rain Journey as a little pet drop. Or familiar, I should say. Which one of you two is...
I feel like Cyrus is the worst with animals. He's just...
Feros is half animal.
He's the person that dogs would avoid, and that's just, that says a lot about a person.
Ferris just doesn't like animals because they're his competition for biscuits.
But surely that's everyone by default.
Yeah.
No, dog biscuits. Most people don't bother with those, but dogs do. Dogs fuck with all biscuits. You have a biscuit, that dog wants that biscuit.
Feros was that
So
kid
does
at the
Barros.
duck pond who, rather than throwing the bread in the water, was just eating it rapidly.
Weren't we all, though? But your parents like, no, it has blue mold, don't.
No, because we used to buy, like, white bread specifically to feed the ducks because it was the cheapest, but I wasn't allowed white bread, so it was like the forbidden fruit.
All right, I'll go next then, so that Cyrus can hate on dogs. Hi, I'm Anthony. I play a bear stack with the set of rogue fighter, and I'll pass it on to our dog-hating companion.
I mean, he did get attacked by a pack of dogs in Tilm.
I mean, so did a lot of us.
Yeah, I play Cyrus Ravenmar, the ASMR barbarian. Not a dog hater, but dogs don't like him. And
I feel like you're a dog
I'm not a
hater
dog
now.
hater. I like dogs. He's not a dog hater. He's more warm to Tewa than Volgir
Tewa's
is.
not a
Yeah,
dog.
not a monstrosity.
But you refuse to change on that
To
stance,
be
so...
fair, where Cyrus comes from, the regular dogs is like hellhounds, so I suppose Tewa is probably closer to a dog than regular dogs he sees. He's like, that's some sort of large gerbil.
It is pet adjacent.
Speaking of large gerbil,
Got both dogs.
you got both dogs, you dog hogger.
That's what they call me.
Is it?
I'm not. I was going to combine the
The
words, then I
dog hogger.
stopped myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to remind us what happened
Sylvie looks
previously?
fucking massive. Sylvie looks so...
We
'Cause I'm very
solved...
small.
Barros and Atlas and Tewa got attacked on an elevator.
We did. But
There
we
were some
won,
scaly
'cause we're
bad
great.
boys. Yeah, they technically succeeded in
What do
their
you
mission.
mean
Atlas was
technically
knocked
succeeded?
Atlas was knocked the fuck out
Technically,
by
we did succeed. We
by
succeeded.
Dragon Man #1, who had beef with Atlas for some
Yeah,
reason. Give the sigil back
I would like to point out as well that
Argentium.
me and Anthony did not try to murder you guys, but both of you moved up on me while I was unconscious, knowing you had the exploding ability. Like,
I
You
had my own
nearly
plan.
perma-killed me.
The fact that Will's explodey triggered my explodey was not my plan. It was not my plan. I wasn't meant to explode at that point. I was meant to give Mary time to get away, but that didn't work out because I exploded.
Look, we-
Anyway,
And also,
It happens to a lot of men.
We also need to. we need to point out
Premature
the fact that it was
exploding
our own
happens
monstrosity
to
that
one
caused the
in 3 men.
exploding. Just point out that it's your own monstrosity that caused yourself to be hurt while down. We didn't deliberately go for you. Tewa just decided, oh look, swipe, boom.
Well, your character definitely had beef with
Yeah, you
Atlas.
beat me up the
I'm
whole
just saying,
time.
just
You
constant.
you did not try to attack anyone else until
He can't do
I
it with
was
Vulgar,
down.
so-
You did have the sigil though.
Yeah.
That is why.
Luck of
They
the.
didn't know I had
also
the
didn't know
sigil
that.
until they
just
searched
went
my
for the
body and found the
closest.
backpack.
Yeah, but the literal mission was
Get the bag.
get the sigil. So
Yeah.
I'm next to one of them. I'm not going to run past the big 3-headed monster to get to the other person.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
And
some clear
I
beef
focused
with
on
me.
shrinking. I shrank the big monster before I started to attack barrels, but by that
I
point,
think you guys are
you
just
were already
salty
down.
because we have now proven definitively that me and Anthony are better at Dungeons and Dragons than the rest of you. Like,
No,
we succeeded
you did not
both our
prove that at all.
missions, so...
I'm just gonna say, Anthony's abilities of blinding us were the
Oh,
trump
yeah.
card you got to play. We couldn't blind anybody.
So what was the
so
what was the trump card we got to play when you guys attacked us?
Tewa!
Yeah. The giant monstrosity
had a
that does
fucking
60
chimera!
damage.
Which
Like-
I tamed, so I'm better at D&D than you. It's, you know.
Tamed,
No, you're a
pacified,
chaos
temporarily.
junkie that's dating the DM.
I would like to point out that I have never exchanged any sexual favors to get myself any kind of perks in
Hey,
D&D.
the chimera was for anybody to
I feel
fucking
like it's the
tame.
complete
It was
opposite.
Cyrus
I
and
They
Atlas and Atlas
delivered
found it.
sigil to Argentium, and he was like, I guess you're chill. I'm gonna have to verify your story about my ninja spy guy, and then they got a call saying he's dead, so that went. And then he was like, by the way, I need you to go do some things in the chromatic city before I can go talk to my bae who's half a galaxy away. And we're like, bet, we'll go and stir up some trouble for you.
Yeah, he was like, would you like to do crimes? And we were like, we're so much better at that than not doing crimes.
For clarity, it's not the chromatic city. It's Red Scale Fortress, which is like a chromatic military outpost not far from here. It was I think
That
I
sounds
said
harder to break into.
I think I said 3 days. Top of my head, can't remember.
Yeah, it's where the chromatic bad guys are, so we have to go and do some
He was
terrorism
like,
there.
go get some information, steal an artifact, do whatever you want to do, kill someone.
Yeah, do a little bit of terrorism. We're like, hey, we're good at that. We always do terrorism,
Whether
even when
we
we don't
mean
mean
to
to do
or
terrorism.
Atlas
then,
also drank some battle milk as well.
Oh yeah, I got high as balls.
Atlas got high. Yeah.
I stole
then the
I stole the
ASMR
magic hat.
Stole, you pestered into giving up the magic hat, which only turns you into a dragonborn-esque character.
It turn me into
and
any lizard folk, can't it?
Cyrus and Barrows got engaged as well.
Yeah, you guys did get engaged.
Cyrus and Barrows got engaged, and the ASMR had some fun dreams.
We did.
Pleasant dreams.
Just very normal
you know.
dreams about puppies
Yeah,
and
normal.
kittens and rainbows.
Yeah,
And-
nothing bad
And
happening over
devils
here.
demanding you drag
No,
someone
none of
to
that.
hell.
There's none of that. No, I don't remember any of that. None of that. No.
No, I must be mistaking that with our other campaign where we drag people
Astra's-
to hell.
Astra's got 3 parents, apparently, and I've got an abusive uncle. So
But yeah, Deluge told Astra some truths about her heritage and her true guardian, of which she has 2 kind of battling over, hence the storm of Anapo and Deluge intervening.
And then a third one showed up.
And then Fife
requested.
Fife requested for Cyrus to bring him Astra.
I don't think he requested so much as demanded.
I would say requested. It
Just said 3
sounds
words.
nice.
Violently requested.
He commanded under penalty of probably a lot of pain. It was implied.
Did you have an option?
No, there was no threat.
There was an implication.
There was no threat.
You
It was
still have an
just
option.
bring me
He just
Astra.
said, "Bring me Astra." That's all he said.
Yeah, but he didn't say it like,
while
bring me
hand
Astra. He was
on
like,
the shoulder.
Yeah.
Hand on the shoulder. Bring me Astra.
Yeah.
was it a casual hand on the shoulder, or was it like when you're a child acting out in public and your mom grips your shoulder and you realize that your death is imminent?
I imagine it's the second.
Tighten up grip.
just going off of the relationship that Faith has had with Cyrus so far, it was probably the second one.
But yeah, with that, you are all currently aboard the Chimera. You've just taken a short rest.
No, those are my slippers.
And
Kill me. No.
what would you all like to do?
We were long resting, weren't we?
Yeah, we were long resting, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, you stayed for a long
Sleepy
sleep in the
sleep.
cave?
I think we took a short rest
Yeah.
beforehand, just because we don't trust you anymore.
Just in case.
Oh,
we've
yes,
been
you
burned
slept.
before.
You slept and then you took a long rest. That's why you had to go to the dream. Yep. So then, with that, you are all awakening.
Cyrus has probably been up for a little while longer than everybody else. He's tinkering with different things, keeping busy.
He's stress tinkering again.
That one screw in a panel just won't fucking tighten.
You've
Cyrus,
gone so
that's-
much, you've threaded it, and it's just spinning.
Cyrus, that bolt's too big. Cyrus, that's not the right size. You know what? I'm just gonna leave you to it.
Astra probably.
Insert hammer noises. Just fucking go, no, fucking go.
And amongst all the argument, Astra's just there, like hovering, like in the doorway. It's like, do I talk to him or no? He's
These
a
has
little.
got big, like, cotton buds, like, jammed in her ears.
As Cyrus
Check it.
stress tinkers, you would see a kobold dart out of the room Astra was asleep in, intently running down to where Tewa sleeps. I want to put the hat on the Chimera and see if I can turn him into a Dragonborn.
Oh, I thought you'd slept with the kobold.
No, she is a kobold currently, because experimenting with hats.
You go down to the bottom of the ship. You see Tewa is there, and with Tewa you see the familiar form of Scrap, who is playing very soft tunes on his lute that he plays, which looks a little bit more like a tissue box with rubber bands attached to it.
We love a crafter, we love a DIY king.
And he is, as he sees you coming the stairs, he goes, "And who might you be, you beautiful rapscallion?"
Atlas will take off the hat to put on Tewa, dropping her form. And be like, I don't care about you. And run and be like, I'm not giving this to you. This is not a gift you can hoard. I'm just testing something.
Mine.
No. I place it on the lion head. I'm like, okay, now we have to stare at each other for an hour and see if this works. I don't know if you're 1 or 3 people, but this could be very funny.
Okay.
And I will intently stare at the Chimera for the next hour.
You spend the morning.
And he looks at me, and I look at him.
Okay. And after that, so you believe Tewa has attuned to the hat of Draconic Disguise?
Okay, now try and be something that isn't a chimera.
Tewa shifts in form. You see the wave of illusion wash down from the hat. The hat still exists. In this instance, the hat looks like a Roman laurel that kind of rests on the center head.
Very fancy. Well, the center head,
Is that not the lion?
yeah, just, I was like, is this now just gonna be like a 3-headed dragon?
Yes, you watch his scales wash over them, and the form of a Draco Hydra has now been assumed by Tewa.
I don't know what that looks like.
It looks like it sounds.
Fair.
If you Google Draco Hydra, it looks like a smaller version of a Draco Hydra, and it doesn't have the multiple tails. Hang on, I'll see if I can...
That's just Tiamat.
Did that work? That worked. There you go. That's Draco Hydra.
Okay, that's... I was hoping that you would be something less scary. I don't know whether that's...
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. The bell still persists.
Come upstairs with me. We'll test it out with the group.
Tewa has also opted to make himself appear 1 foot larger in all dimensions.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
Yeah, so Atlas comes back up the stairs after you saw a kobold that you didn't recognize run down there, those of you who were in the kitchen or near the stressy tinkerer. And before we get to that, Astra, Cyrus, I think Astra is lingering in doorways.
Yeah, Astra's like about to like knock and to see Cyrus panic. He's like, okay, just it's okay. To like knock loudly.
In between the bangs.
If he doesn't respond, she's going to find someone to like poke you with because she's afraid if she gets too close, she'll get smacked with a hammer. So just gets the crowbar and nudges.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
I did knock, but there was a lot of knocking going around.
Yeah, I'm struggling just to fix this panel. I'm busy right now.
Do you have a moment to talk?
No, I do not. I need to fix this panel. Starts looking for other screws.
You see, like, there's a screw halfway in the hole, but like it looks like he shot like a railway spike almost rather than a bolt anymore.
I could fix it.
Oh, you know how to do engineering now? You're not just a medic. No, mending would
Engineer is
fuse
just
the
medic.
panel
To
to the
fix it.
wall. I'm trying to find the right screw for this. I know what I'm doing.
Astra, you feel Sunshine's paw on your shoulder. You know, sometimes when someone is upset, they don't really want you to, you know, to give a reason. Sometimes they just want you to like listen to them complain. You know, sometimes you should don't just offer help. You know, just listen. I mean, Cyrus doesn't want to talk. I already tried this with him. He told me to go fuck my dragon hole or something, man. I think he thought I was someone else. He's not really looked over here at all. I think he assumed I was a
I can
kobold.
see that. Cyrus,
What?
I feel like you're gonna make it worse. Just
Yeah,
take a
that's just
breather.
par for the course, I suppose. Picks up a slightly bigger hammer.
Cyrus, stop! I'll see if Barrels can get you biscuits or something to calm you down.
I don't need biscuits. I need to fix this fucking panel.
I'm
You
starting to
okay?
think this isn't about the panel.
I feel like that panel has someone's face on it by the way you're going at it.
No, it wouldn't help me. It's fucker. Too big to fight and it's dickhead. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
Nothing. Forget I said anything. Picks up the right screw, screws it in. Oh, look at that. I fixed it. Leaves the.
Asher just follows. I want to talk
Following
to
me?
you.
About what?
I had another dream.
Oh.
Yeah, it might be a
what was it about?
it might be a sit down chat.
Fine.
I talked to Barros a little bit about it. He helped me explain it to myself a bit more. Maybe we find him and get some biscuits.
Sure.
Hopefully it's not the stale ones again, but yeah.
Lead on.
Okay. Asher goes find Barros probably in the cockpit, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Drags like Cyrus by the arm, like, you're not getting out of this.
So apparently Astra had some kind of scary dream or something. She said she'd talk to you about it.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. That I remember. It was to do with the people in your brain you speak to. The guardians or something like that.
Dell, he reached out to me, and basically, it seems like there's 2 other guardians trying to seek me out. One being Fife, and one being Ray. Ray to do with my mother, somehow being a descendant of first ASMR. I don't know, connected to the Ravi on Gleam. And somehow connected to Fife. I don't know how, but Dell's been protecting me from their squabbles, which causes the storm, apparently. And then he said they either have to stay with them, seek one of those out, or push past it.
How about you just stay with Dell? That sounds like a better plan. Don't seek any... Don't fucking seek Fife, whatever the fuck you do.
But Dell also suggested I talk to Ray, at least.
Where is she?
They're on Gleam.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea. They're awfully close to Abaddon, and that's where Fife is, and I don't want to go there.
It's on a...
He has a ship, Astra. He can travel.
But do you think that he would get on a ship and travel to you just to see you? If you were like at a planet that is close?
I don't know if he would like to see me. And Cyrus just stares at Astra.
You saying he'd want to see me?
It might be on his to-do list if he's been fighting for you with some other ASMR Guardian for the past 20 years.
But Dell did say I should seek Ray out.
Sure, talk to Ray. Sunshines and rainbows, all the good stuff with that one. Just don't even think his name. Don't think about him. Don't talk about him. He's bad news. You can escape him. I can't escape him.
I wasn't planning on it. I was just letting you know what's going on as a fellow ASMR and...
Well, why don't you say a little prayer to Ray or Ravi and get in contact with them that way? I don't want to go anywhere near that space.
Please?
No.
I already requested Barrow, so just...
No. You know the way that Dell can see things that you see? Well, Fife sees things that I see. I don't know what the extent of that is. They have some kind of awareness as to what we're doing. I don't know whether they have to pay attention to us or focus on us, or whether it's just they get the odd little blip signal of where we are and what we're doing. But if we go to kill him, he's probably going to know we're going to kill him, unless you, I don't know, tag and bag me and throw me in the cargo hold for a month, which I don't fancy doing.
You'd be safe on
that one. I like that
Gleam,
one.
though.
You're not in this conversation.
I heard the image. I just had the image of.
Even if Alice is behind Cyrus, he's still gonna say, "You're not in this conversation."
Draco, Hydra, and Atlas have come
You
up the
probably
stairs.
hear. You probably hear Volga screaming from outside. What the? No, running away. You just hear running footsteps outside the ship.
Since when did we let a little girl on the ship?
Draconic thing. Draco's like chasing after Volga. I am wetting myself.
But going back to your ASMR beacon, I just had the fact that you two just occasionally go beep, beep, beep,
like sonars, little radar blips.
Like Cyrus said,
If we have to go to kill him, we're there for less than a day. We arrive on the far side of the planet from Ab, and we get in and we get out and we don't linger. Right?
You know planets spin, right?
Trust me, you don't want to meet this guy. You definitely don't want to meet this guy. If he's interested in you, that's a bad sign.
Okay, that's why I'm looking to meet with Ray and Dell to at least talk things out more.
Or meet Faith too, you know, see what your options are.
Or you know, don't do what Atlas
I already
says, 'cause
see
Atlas
his
has a lot
trauma.
of
I don't
bad
want that.
ideas.
Atlas has a lot
Why don't you just
bad
get like
ideas.
Dell and Ray to
Saving
like
your
team
life
up?
was my idea.
And who said that was a good idea?
Cyrus has had nothing but a bad time since then.
Look, maybe if we go, maybe either Ray or Dell could help you out.
Yeah, I
You
don't
never
need
know.
any more people in my head. I've had enough fun
Maybe they
times.
could put the person in there out. You never know.
Yeah, well, I don't think my situation's the same as yours. I don't have people fighting over me. I've been stuck with Fife my entire... I didn't get a say. I didn't have another person. No ray of light to come in and stop the bad guy.
Cyrus, I'm offended. I thought I was your ray of light.
You're not in my head.
I can be.
No. No.
He could give you.
No.
Cyrus,
What?
give it a chance, please.
I'm staying on the ship.
How could
If
you
we
say
go to
no
kill
to
him,
that
I'm staying on the
vulnerable
ship.
face?
Should probably
Cyrus
put it the
will-
big puppy eyes.
Cyrus will retreat to his room, simply repeating, I'm staying on the ship. I'm not leaving the ship.
You walk past a Draco Hydra.
What the fuck is that? Cyrus goes for his sword.
New pet.
Oh no. You gave it the hat, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought, in my defense, that it would make him less scary, but he seems to... Can you not have 3 heads, or is it always 3 heads? Can you be a guy with 3 heads rather than, like... Try.
You see they take on a slightly different draconic effect, but the number of limbs must always remain the same. That includes appendages, heads, wings, tails.
Alright, give me the hat back.
No.
No, I said it. I said...
And then the Tewa runs upstairs.
Someone help me de-hat the Chimera.
No.
You got yourself into this mess.
Fine, I'll de-hat the Chimera.
If
You got
Cyrus
wings,
walks
it's
back to your
fine.
room and you walk past Vilga's room, all you hear
Atlas
is
walks to the
3 dragons,
fridge.
3 dragons, 3
Atlas
dragons.
walks to the fridge
wasn't-
and just takes out like an entire shelf of the fridge as bartering.
There
Walks
wasn't 3
downstairs
dragons, it's just
carrying
Tewa
the
and a
entire
hat.
fridge
Oh
shelf.
no, you're hearing that through the door.
Cyrus will open the door. You alright there, buddy?
Vilga's just rocking in a corner on top of the bed.
It's okay. The 3-headed dragon is gone. It can't hurt you anymore.
A dragon's
Not-
like at a puzzle of his own
Distant
piss.
Atlas fighting a Chimera sounds in the background.
It's not even fighting. It's like you just hear like, I will give you the hat back, but I would like the whole tray, including the tray. It's not
Yeah,
a Dragon's
fine.
voice.
Done.
No, it's a Dragon's voice, not Tewa's voice.
Um,
The fridge is missing one
Maybe
tray. You'll need to get that replaced at your next stop. Tewa's hoarding the metal tray.
just saying, Volgir. Don't tell Barros that a Dragona peed in his bed. I don't know if he'll appreciate that or not.
Yeah, I'm in my room.
Oh, why can I hear you through the walls? Then are you crying so
No,
loudly
if you
we can hear
pass.
you on a different
If you
floor?
pass, if you pass, is what I said.
We're in the cockpit.
Cyrus is
And I
so
went to
concerned
my
about
room.
Volgir.
I thought you went
I'm
to your
more, I'm
room.
more intrigued at the fact that that giant ass that Tewa can actually fit in the cockpit. I thought it could only get so far in the ship.
Here.
Tewa was like
I
in the
sleep
canteen.
here.
Tewa
Yeah.
can
You
get
guys.
anywhere in the ship, he just has to squeeze.
Yeah, because
Obviously-
Cyrus left the cockpit and then saw the Draco Hydra on his way out, like the Tewa was in the canteen.
Never mind then.
Because Atlas and Tewa came up behind them. So you saw it and went, oh, and like ran past.
Yeah.
Well, That went well.
I mean, it went as well as you would expect with Osiris that we're going back to his home planet.
But
To be honest, we're not even going, like, soon. We've still got to go fight a fucking dragon. Like, it could be, like,
I
a
thought
week
we
or
weren't
so.
fighting the dragon. I thought we were just stealing from him or blowing
Well,
up something.
same thing. But committing the war crimes or terrorism, whatever we plan on doing. But we're not going right now. So I don't know why he stomped off to his room and saying he's not leaving. We've still got shit to do.
Speaking of, the ship is still in your little behind the waterfall cave.
I mean, we can't really go with the ship, can we? I know it's 3 days travel, but
It's 1 day's flight or 3 days travel on foot.
I mean, it seems risky to just fly a ship over there.
It'll also be risky to walk. There are dragons in the sky.
Flying
Maybe
is
we'll just be
also
like ants
risky
to
if there's
them.
dragons in the sky.
More protection in ship.
My only thing is having the ship close means that we have an escape method if things get a little dicey.
Also, like, you're talking, like, just shy of, like, 75 miles, roughly.
At the very
that's not
least, we should
awesome.
probably fly at night, right? Worse visibility.
Or we could take the shuttle.
I mean, we could maybe
Tower doesn't fit
maybe
very
kind
well
of
in the shuttle
fly.
with all of us.
Maybe could
No, I
fly
could stay
like
here.
60 miles out and then
Both of us
walk
got
from
attacked
there.
by
Just get a bit closer.
dragons who wanted to kill or steal from us, and me and Barros are the only ones who managed to get our thing sorted, and that was because of Tawa. Tawa comes with.
Yeah, well, if the guy hadn't have died, you wouldn't have got a hat. So,
No, I'm
beggars
not
can't be choosers.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you guys had Tawa, that guy would probably still be alive, right?
Probably.
So we bring Tawa.
Are you okay, Cyrus?
You
I'm
do
about as
seem a
good as I
little
can be.
extra shitty this morning.
I
Yeah, like
didn't
great.
sleep well, okay?
Did you have a nightmare
Yeah.
about your asshole dad?
No,
Did you have a
probably had
nightmare about
but
your asshole guardian?
yeah, that's probably closer to the mark.
Did you have a nightmare about your asshole god? You've got a lot of assholes in your life.
Thanks.
They're
Cyrus
all kind of the
Assholmar.
same guy. Like, if you think about it, they're all like just devils who hate you.
Thank you for summing up my entire childhood and life in a short few sentences, Astra Atlas. That is really appreciated. Thank you.
Just trying to be helpful.
Sure.
Right, I'm going to start prepping to fly. I don't know, like
Okay.
maybe 3/4 of the way there, and see if we can find somewhere to land that's a little closer.
Sounds like a plan.
You know, it'd be super helpful right now. That ship that was back on squad that could be like a mole. Then we could just mole our way there. Girls, you're moving space. Stop it.
Asher probably passes Cyrus a biscuit, like maybe sugar will help.
I don't think his problem is low blood sugar. I think his problem is an incredibly traumatic childhood that created a man who has absolutely no emotional regulation.
I'm right here.
There's only so much I can do. All I've got is biscuits.
Maybe we should
It's
swap
fine.
Astra out for like a therapist. I feel like a lot of you would benefit more from a therapist than someone who's like actually able to heal you.
You say that till you're dying.
This coming from the bird that is best friends with a monstrosity.
Monsters who do not hurt me.
Because you feed it.
I got Tawa's hat back off him and it only cost the entire bottom tray of the fridge. Speaking
How is
of,
keeping food on there?
we need to
What the
replace
fuck?
the bottom tray of the fridge.
As in
Bottom
the
tray, is
food
it like the food or like.
the whole tray.
Both. I tried to explain that
Did
it
you
wasn't
keep that
just...
scrap you were working with, Cyrus?
What?
Did you keep the scrap you were tinkering with but not tinkering with? Maybe it can be used in the fridge instead.
We'll just buy a new tray.
A new tray is fine.
Probably be more sanitary.
What are you doing to the metal?
What are you doing to that metal?
It's covered in grease and oil and shit. So unless you
What
want to
are
be
you doing
eating
to that
motor
metal?
oil,
Why are you
it's
greasing
motor
up the
oil.
metal?
Motor oil.
Oh, I'm only used to the oil, you know, for my big lion pecs. Sunshine makes his pecs dance.
Yeah, you gotta stop doing that in the shower, by the way. You're clogging up the pipes.
Also, doesn't oil just get like stuck in your fur?
It gives it a nice shine. A condition. Pause for his
Sunshine
meme.
takes like 2-hour showers.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
He has to shampoo his entire body
Yeah.
ever since we told him that he couldn't lick himself anymore.
He used to just lick himself, but now you have to make him use soap with his whole body and then shampoo and condition himself. Get his natural oils back in. It's not very good for him to shampoo that often.
The funny thing is that birds also preen, so I imagine Atlas also is just there like... nom, 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 nom.
Except constantly covered by soot.
She has to take
Apart
the
from her
suit off
wings.
to get clean, obviously. You can't clean in suit. Do
Yeah.
you shower with your clothes on?
No!
I would not put that past
I
Cyrus,
just
to
meant
be honest.
you would. Yeah,
Pants,
Cyrus
maybe.
might.
Protect them from Barry. If he leaves them hanging on the
Yeah.
if he leaves them hanging on the side, they're gone when he comes out.
He showers in his pants and then they just take days to dry.
No, he just like goes and stands underneath the hand dryer in the toilets, like blow drying himself. But yeah, Barros, you're gonna try to
There's
chart a
only
course.
one bathroom on the ship and everyone
Yeah,
takes
I'm gonna
so
try.
long.
I'm gonna attempt to.
Sure.
I'll go find Volga to assist.
Are you trying to fly like low to the ground stealthily? Do you want to go all the way up into like the Expanse and then come back in? Like, how do you want to go about this?
I think low to the ground, stealthily is probably the best way because I think
That would be
if
the
we
most
go
direct. If you but it's probably going to be more likely to be detected. If you came in from the Expanse, obviously there's less time. You would be visible in atmosphere. So like unless you were dealing with other ships.
I mean, we're in a
What
we're in
chance
a
of getting
rush.
shot out the sky, though?
We're not in a rush, but we do have a deadline.
We're in a little bit of a rush.
All right.
I'm more thinking about the
Oh,
giant
where?
guns that could shoot us down.
I thought we
Where
were
are we in a
rushing to
rush
get
to
to
get?
talk to Astra's dream
No,
guys.
no, that's as
No,
Barrow
that's-
said. That won't take for like a week or something. We've got plenty of time on that.
That's just the
Loads of
next
time.
point of call after the
you
dragons.
want to do a lap of the Expanse before we do that? We can do a lap of the Expanse before we do that.
Cyrus?
That's not a pressing matter. What?
We could go kill that
Cyrus?
gnome.
No?
No? Okay.
Oh, the gnome that fucked up your planet.
Cyrus?
Would be kind of on the way.
Yes.
I want to go home, so Piggy, promise you're not gonna try and derail it.
Don't do it, Cyrus. Those are magic.
My home, not yours.
Fine. Just grabs your little finger. Just does it. Just
Nope. Nope.
no. This is as good as you're gonna get.
Nope.
Is your home nice, Astra? Or is
Think
it like
it is.
stormy all the time?
It's not. Be stormy, but you always get the calm before the storm too. So, and it's in between. It changes.
As a note, Barna, which is where the gnome you were talking about, is there in the Hula Major.
Oh, we could totally kill that gnome on the way.
And that's where Caleb and
That's only like one jump out of a direct route.
you could
You
probably
mean
just
the one
diagonally
that's
cut.
the one that's sat in like the gnome megaship that could definitely blow us up
Yeah, that's
from
what.
like,
Yeah,
50
that guy.
miles away.
Yeah, that's
But maybe we'll recruit some dragons to help.
Oh, dragon army. That could be fun.
No.
Not as pets.
Dragon army, take the giant gnome ship, go to Cyrus's planet, kill
No,
his
well,
guardian with dragons and gnome ships.
Trade you the gnome ships and the dragon army for one chimera.
No can do.
Well,
Trade everyone else gnome ships and dragon army for one Volgear.
he is our other pilot, though.
I mean,
We could
I
get a
would
pilot
not-
who likes dragons and gnomes.
We
I see
Volgear,
Volgear start doing the
Volgear,
math.
that-
Replace Tarwa with a flamethrower.
not as
We
fluffy.
have more control over it.
Not as
If it
fluffy
didn't.
or as loving.
Loving?
Fluffy
Have you felt that fur? So soft.
scales.
Well, the lion part's soft. The goat part's kind of rough. The dragon part's kind of scales.
Right, I'm going to plot the course.
Look, we all get one pet. Volgear
Was
gets
this
his
agreed
little
upon?
dragon guy, Astra gets the squirrel, I get Tawa. You guys can pick your pets whenever. Unless Sunshine and Days count as pets, but I think they're people.
No, they're people.
They're as much people as you are.
They're not part of the core cast of characters, though. They're like side characters.
You can't just go around calling people extras, Atlas.
If they came on more adventures, we could swap some out.
Well, we're going to take on some dragons, so maybe Diaz would like to join for that.
I wish more of us looked like dragons. It's gonna be hard sneaking in.
I mean, we don't even know what we're doing yet.
No, let's just get somewhere nearby first.
We just got told to disrupt, so.
We are good at disrupting.
Sorry, Harry's just bargaining with the dog.
Is he giving the dog the kitchen fridge?
The kitchen tray.
Yeah.
Juno, I'm just saying, if it would get you to behave permanently, I will give you an entire tray of the kitchen. Who wants a new tray?
right. So yes, you plot a course kind of over the ground, low to the ground if possible. Who would like to be the pilot for that?
I'll pilot.
What
Okay.
does Hellbound?
Would you like your navigator to make a navigator check to see if they can navigate your route through the mountainous and forested region?
Yes, please.
Let's go.
Astra can assist, I think.
Are you trained?
Oh, I thought that was the perception-y thing. Never
I
mind.
think only.
I can give her all she's got to help with piloting checks.
Can give her all she got. Yeah, you can. Okay. Navigator, make a check with your navigator tools. Yeah.
2
Okay.
to
Two?
10 with my
No,
modifiers.
2.
Okay.
Jeez.
It's a dice roll, okay? You can't have them all.
True.
I rolled like 4 nat 20s yesterday, so used up my luck.
And if someone could roll me for a couple of hazards, please. I need onboard and offboard.
The hazards are dragons, both on and off board.
D100.
32.
D100, yep. That's, is that onboard or offboard, Cyrus? Or
Yeah, go on board.
17.
Friday.
I should.
That screw that you
Should've
tried
said-
to screw in popped out.
I should have said off board. Because off board is definitely dragons.
And can someone roll me an additional D100, please?
I can roll a D100.
Don't like that he's asking for extra D100s.
That's how many dragons show up.
That's whether we get
60.
shot down or not.
60.
As you are skimming over, like, you know, like plotting your course, and who's flying? Is it Beros or Volgir?
Beros. I can do a pilot's check if you want.
Perfect. Yes, please.
Uh,
I think
d-
Volgir,
can-
if he's proficient, can assist you, or I think Cyrus also can give you a boost from engineering.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
add 3 to your roll.
We'll give you both. Can we give him
Giving
both?
her all she's got.
No, give an assistance, and then
Well,
you give the
I'm-
plus 3.
Yeah.
There you go. Because yours doesn't count, so an advantage technically.
So that is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Nice.
I'll probably do it.
Expertly weaving through the treetops, cutting down through low mountain valleys, just nipping over the saddles, like skimming the tops of the ground, keeping as low a profile as you can, and moving quick enough that, you know, most things would struggle to keep up with you on from land, and anything from the sky would have a hard time keeping track. After about 8 hours of traveling, you see something ping on your radar of your scanners. It appears to be a ship distress beacon. Looks like it is an amalgamate distress beacon. It's a little bit off course. It would take you to go check it out. It would take you kind of off course on like a 45-degree trajectory, probably for it got so about 30 minutes before you'd have to then link back up again. And so probably cut at about an hour's travel time.
That's fine.
We're a little-
we'll do that.
We're a little far out for that to be a trap, right? I don't think any amalgamate ships are
I mean,
being hijacked here.
even if
You
it
are
is a
probably
trap,
about, so bear in mind Barrels are trying to travel about 60 miles. You're probably about, you know, coming up on 45, 50 miles from your waterfall.
But I mean in like Draconid space, like around the rim of Draconid space, sure, plant a distress beacon to draw amalgamate in,
Yes.
but in the center of like Draconid space, there's no point in setting
yeah,
up
like,
a trap.
Who's
on
got
a
this?
planet.
On a planet, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, let's check it out.
we'll add
Worst
to it.
case scenario, if it is a trap, we just turn tail and get out of there, right? Like, I'm a
Yeah.
pretty good pilot.
Okay. So
Are you
you
talking about
detour.
Barros or Volgir?
Whichever one I want to like me more at any given moment.
As you kind of like come into a large bowl, like in the mountains, like a big sunken bowl. It's all kind of like overgrown here. Like there's a bit of like a natural pocket in this low ground. Probably some kind of lake maybe in the middle, like from an underground water source, you would think. But you see glinting off the kind of like at this point traveling. Because you travel. Did you travel straight away when you woke up, or did you wait for nightfall, or?
No, I was traveling during the day because Barros is like the theory was not even that. Like he doesn't know much about dragons, but he assumes they're just as good hunters at night as they are in the day.
And we are not.
But yeah, you then
and that's
see
what he's-
glinting off the kind of like, let's call it early to mid-afternoon sun. You see glints of white metal among the canopy. You see there are big vines, almost like a tropical looking thing, like this area, like almost like jungle-esque. And you see these vines growing over it. You see the white metal glistening in the sun is all like dirtied and like, you know, sun tarnished and worn. And this is big. This is a big ship. Like, this is pushing close to similar to the ship you would have saw Deez's dad driving in size. Like, you're talking like at least frigate size. Like you're talking, you know, several like couple 1,000 feet long, and like nearly about 1,000 foot wide, and it's big. And you can see the trees have all kind of grown over it. It must have been here for a long time.
Enough and trees to grow around it. There's probably not going to be any survivors, but there might be something worth salvaging.
I'm wondering if
it just looks at
here created the whole
ship.
Free ship.
I mean, it might still work.
At the very least, it might be worth some scrap.
True. There might also be weapons and stuff on board that we can take with us.
Yeah. How long does the stress beacons usually last? You just keep going?
You make an Arcana check.
Stop grounding.
Because it could be a trap.
Anyone can make me an Arcana check if they'd like.
30, 20.
I don't know.
Astra, you would know that a distress beacon of this nature theoretically could last as long as it had power. They're designed to last a long time so that even if, let's say, your ship lost, you know, you ran out of mana coils in the middle of nowhere, you would eventually be found, you know, dead or alive. But, you know, normally that's because you would be in a sector that would be found, like, you know, traversed relatively quickly, unless you're obviously in deep space. But you would also know that an amalgamate distress beacon in general would be mainly picked up by amalgamate sensors.
Saparna, I don't suppose you'd be able to scan the ship for any signs of life, heat signatures or anything?
That other ship had a distress beacon, but they also had a recorded message with it, remember? The one that warned us about the squid? Maybe this has something similar on it.
Oh, but it's not squid.
You, this
like
one, unlike that
message,
one that
not
had the
squid.
recorded message, this one doesn't have a recorded message. It seems like an automatic one that's gone off.
Just SOS.
I would say Asher would know that it would be kind of like standard procedure in like a large vessel of this size, that if they had
If enough systems shut down, we start doing the beep boop.
yeah, you know, if the system detected a crash, you know, it would start trying a distress to try to get help, you know, like the same way, you know, a ship on the ocean if started sinking would try to get help. It's just an automated system.
Standard SOS, it's not really. It'll keep going until it runs out of power, so.
I think we do what
Maybe a good sign.
Cyrus suggested and do a scan, see if we can pick up anything on board.
Saparna, are we detecting any alien life forms aboard?
I can do a
Define
scan.
alien.
I guess we're aliens here.
I am detecting around the ship there are several life forms, probably bestial nature based on their movement. There is also, it appears to be more plant life than most things. However, it is hard to get an accurate read on them. But there is definitely life down there. There is no doubt about that. The ship itself does seem to have some life as well, but that could be because it has been damaged. Maybe there's hull damage. Maybe things can come and go as they please. I cannot get a good read on the ship's condition from here. Unless someone was to go aboard and open a channel directly to us, I wouldn't be able to scan its systems.
We should be careful either way. Abandoned things like this, abandoned made structures. Lots of the time, large animals will use them for dens and stuff, so don't want to
Every time for Kawa to stretch their legs, then.
Are you suggesting we use the Chimera as bait?
No, I'm saying we use the Chimera as support.
Why don't we just get on the shuttle and go down there?
Tewa can't fit on the shuttle.
What do you want to achieve? Because we could go there and see if they've got supplies or weapons or something
well, if there's
like
a good
that.
place to land the ship, let's just land the ship and check it out. But if not, then shuttle it, I guess.
It's more what do we want to achieve from there, because this has clearly been here a long time. There's a natural ecosystem. If we go in there and upset it, we're going to put ourselves in danger, and I just want to make sure if we're going to do that, we're doing it because we have a reason and not just because we're bored and want to check out an abandoned ship.
I mean,
say
definitely a little
let's
bit that.
salvage. We're curious, but salvage would all. It's never hurts to have scrap metal for repairs. If they have anything,
We're pretty full on.
Also, if this is
we have a cargo hold full of.
If this is an amalgamate ship giving out an amalgamate distress beacon, it might have not been found this entire time. They might still have all their supplies on there. I mean, if the Draconids didn't find it, then it might still have weapons or dry stores. We don't know.
They might also have records of what happened. Maybe details of a battle that they were encountered. Maybe they learned something about the Draconids that the amalgamate.
For all we know, it could be a lifted again.
Information could be useful.
I mean, this kind of stuff is kind of what we're looking at, right? I mean, they might have information on what we're trying to do even. Or they might even be pre-war.
I'm okay with finding information, but in regards to supplies, our cargo hold is pretty much full. We have maybe 600 kilograms worth of space left, and unless we throw out 400,000 credits worth of trade goods.
Okay, well, if we find anything valuable that's within those parameters, we take it with.
I mean,
anything
at the very
that is
least,
just
we could,
really
mark it for future reference. Come on, Barrows, what's your sense of adventure? You're a pirate.
Yes, but even the pirates make sure that the fucking bounty that they go and steal is worth the danger. There is a certain level of risk and reward.
You're just itching to do more terrorism, aren't you? You want to get to that fortress as fast as possible.
I watched you run down a chain in an airship. You're telling me risk and reward?
Listen. I'm a changed man. I am a captain now. I've got to make sure that I don't put my crew at risk for something that is not worth
Crew
the
want
risk.
to check out the abandoned ship. Land, the landing monkey.
Right. If we're going to do it, then I think the best thing to do is take the shuttle and try to land on the top of the ship, and maybe find a way in rather than going to the bottom and making our way up, because that's where all of the animals and stuff will make their way in.
They probably won't bother trying to climb up.
Yeah, I mean, the top of the ship will probably have some access ports anyway.
You guys
it might be easier going in through the top.
You guys get in the shuttle, I'll take Tawa down.
All right. We want to be getting into the helm. That's where the central control panels will be. That's where we'll get the information in regards to, and then if there's enough power, then that should be able to give us a cargo log of what supplies they do have, and then we can go from there to see if it's worth going after that.
I just had a thought. Saparna, you can only detect living things. What about undead?
I can scan for any living creatures and also any thing that might have a signature. Undead life, I can't say we've encountered much of it to know if the scanner would pick that up.
The zombies we encountered, Astra, weren't actually zombies. They were illithid people that weren't illithid yet. They just looked like zombies, but they were.
No, I mean the ones that were down on Squall.
Those weren't zombies either. They're people who have been corrupted by the atmosphere. They're just
Why?
very
That's why Atlas
sick.
wouldn't let me pick one of their fingernails, because they were too much like people, even though it looked very much like a blade.
And just thinking, just because something's not living doesn't mean it's not down there.
Well, we won't find out unless we go down there.
Landing monkey, land.
No,
Okay,
you're getting
you
the
go.
shuttle, remember?
Okay, so who you leave? You leaving all the AI, the NPCs
The AI.
in the ship? Soprano's the AI. We just
Imagine
leave
that, like,
Soprano.
are we gonna leave the
Oh,
AI?
we are.
And Sunshine Day is just like, I'm sorry, the what? I mean, Atlas did refer to them as side characters earlier, so...
You're one step away from calling them NPCs.
They are NPCs. But yeah, are you taking them with you, or are you leaving them all on board? And do you want them to just hover above this?
I'll ask. I'll ask if any of them want to come.
It might actually make sense to bring these. She knows amalgamate ships better than we do.
that makes sense.
But it means we have
If
to
you
move the
ask
ship
them,
in front.
they will. All the NPCs will ask if you want them to come.
Because that's how NPC works.
It's literally like Shepard picking his companions for the mission. Like this is your crew. You've got like the Chimera, you've got like Bunny Woman, you've got Lion Man,
Well,
you've got 3 kobolds and a trench coat.
3 kobolds in a trench coat.
If you want to
Right.
take them with you, you can take them with you.
We'll
you leave
take days and we'll leave Sunshine and the kobolds, because one of the kobolds knows how to generally operate a ship. He's an engineer,
We'll also
right?
we'll set it in hover and tell them don't touch anything.
Got it. In hover, don't touch anything. Fizz, you have to be careful. That button there, that button is the speaky button. And that button there right next to it, that's the off button. I don't know why they put those 2 buttons together, but I kept mistaking them a lot the last time I was in charge of the ship. Okay, well, we're not gonna touch that button, are we? No. We were told not to touch the thing. Occasion should be fine, right? Yes. I think you need to leave the cockpit, Sunshine. I think that would be wise. Yeah, let's go. They step out.
They step out the cockpit, and Atlas just puts a post-it note on the door that just says, no!
Cut to like 2 hours later, you guys still on a ship, and Sunshine's just like staring at it, like, but what if I? They did say, or maybe just like.
She puts it over like the seam of the door, so if the door's open, it will fall.
Should I open the door? Looks at the note.
Yep. You guys open the back doors
3
of the
exclamation
ship.
points underlined.
You send out the shuttle. You send out
The
Tewa.
tower.
Are you flying alongside Tewa? Astra, are you riding? Atlas, sorry.
Alice will ride on tower because
Sure.
he's faster.
Okay, and you start flying down. The
Atlas only
shuttle
moved
is faster than you as well, but you're only, like a couple hundred feet up from the surface anyway, so it's not like you've far to go. You fly down. The shuttle lands on the top of the ship. It kind of blows away, like some of the surrounding like leaves and terrain rustles up. You see like these little reptilian birds all get like scuppered up and start flying through the air. These big leather wings flapping, like little very small like dragons, like almost like fairy dragons or pseudo dragon like.
No.
No more pets.
Like a flock of
You said
pseudo
one
dragons.
pet.
Like,
You're limited to your one
You
pet.
can observe from a distance.
Fine.
If you want one, you can trade it for Tewa.
and yeah, you all
That's
dismount
the
and
exact
you're on top
deal
of the
my
ship.
parents always used to give me when I was a child and wanted a pet. They'd be like, you can have a new pet, but you gotta get rid of Kizzy. And it's like, damn it.
Emotional attachment.
But yeah, as you kind of stand on top of the ship, it's obvious the ship has it has actually crashed surprisingly in good condition. It has come apart slightly from the impact where it has dragged along the ground. Anyone who would consider themselves fairly knowledgeable about TEVs to your level, if they'd like, can make a investigation check or like a history check or anything along those lines if you would like to try to glean any information, just based on the hull of the ship and the rough condition it's in and how the ship wreckage
Atlas
is kind
hands
of
on hips. Yep, this is definitely a Tev.
Flat 10. Investigation.
Oh yeah, 5.
Our Tev knowing guys aren't knowing Tevs today.
No.
I know how to put
Wait,
them back
Astro,
together.
that
I don't know how to
was-
Debating
test
whether
them.
both.
Volgir, I think you can make a
Would he-
history check if you'd like. That might be appropriate for you.
Okay.
Your him in hand.
Do.
Beros and Cyrus. Beros, the ship's clearly been here for a long time. It's overgrown. You can tell that straight away. It doesn't look like, at least the area you've landed on, there's no signs of obvious like tampering. Like no one's like cut into the metal with like any kind of recovery tool. So it looks like it probably has been just a loss to time and nature potentially. Cyrus, for a ship of this size, if it was to go down, something pretty fucking catastrophic would have had to have hit it or shot it. You don't see any blast marks, you don't see any signs of like laser cannon fire or like acid damage from like a dragon's breath weapon, anything like that, at least in this section of the hull that you're on. And it does appear that the ship has landed on its side.
Can I just... Out of curiosity, does this ship look any way familiar?
It would not look familiar to... let's make a history check and see. Because it might, depending on Volgir's history and like what he's seen. So if you roll a hand of history check, maybe you've seen it before. 16. You have seen this ship before, Volgir, but you don't recognize where you've seen it until you clock the name of the ship, which is on the side. It's currently partially blocked by some vines that are like grown over, and you kind of go up and you like push them aside, maybe to get a better look. And you see, written in Dwarvish, the words Mithral Horizon. And the Mithral Horizon is, to give you an idea, it's kind of like the Titanic. It's like big luxury Starliner Tev for like the upper class. It was supposed to go on a tour around the Expanse. And like you maybe might be a bit young to have seen it, maybe when you were very young, but it departed about, how old is Volgir? 50s,
yeah, 50s.
So you probably were very young, because it would have departed about maybe 40, 45 years ago tops, if your memory serves you right. You were young indeed, but there might have been like news articles about it, or you might have even seen the launch of the ship from Storn, because it would have flown out through the main planet airlock, because the whole of Storn is underground, and one of the like facades is like this big like round airlock that the ships can kind of come and go they please. And now you're looking at it, you see, yeah, it's Dwarvish in design. The ship's all lots of squares and like 90-degree angles. It's almost like that Borg cube kind of style ship. It's almost, to be honest, it's probably more similar to like the human ships in Halo, like that kind of very blocky kind of design. So yeah, very, very blocky in design, and yeah, you would know it's this big luxury like VIP cruise liner. And there was like its voyage is supposed to take like a year's trip to go around the whole Expanse, visiting like all the capital cities, I'll look at like homeworld planets. And yeah, it was covered for a bit of time, and then after about 3 months into the journey, just disappeared. No one knew where it went. It just ghost ship. And there's a lot of theories that like maybe pirates got it, or maybe like just like some catastrophic thing happened, or it took a wrong turn and ended up in the deep space. Yeah, lots of people have like gone hunting for it, because the people who were aboard the ship were pretty wealthy, and there was rumors of like a lifetime's worth of gold and jewels, and like a proper bounty, like a proper treasure hunter's dream of a ship to find. And yeah, you seem to have found it.
Yeah, so this might be an interesting find for a ship.
Why do you say that?
It's didn't recognize it at first, but it's an old, the best way of, probably cruise liner from my
Cruises.
planet.
What makes it so special?
It was the most luxurious thing I think that the dwarves had made that left the planet.
So the ship itself is valuable, or?
Oh, well, it was all the people on it, really. It was quite rich people that left. It just kind of went missing.
Rich dead people leave behind.
Treasure.
Hmm.
Do you know what pirates love? Now, we divide it up evenly. You do not hoard.
And I get 3 parts.
No. One pet, 1 part.
We will see.
Oh, do you know what? I think I have heard of the ship. It's an old pirate legend that I've met many pirates who have come searching for it.
Well, there you go. You found it, and you almost went past it. Aren't you lucky to have such a good crew? Let's find an access hatch and go steal some rich people shit. Grave rob rich
Hell
people
yeah.
shit? I don't know if it's stealing if they're dead.
That's fine. They're dead.
I mean, it could also all be a load of horseshit.
And it could also
Yeah,
be
that's
already been
precisely
raided. It's
if-
been here a while.
If they're
It's-
dead.
It the ship left.
Atlas will start
About
hunting around
40,
for
50
an
years ago.
access hatch.
Yeah, Cyrus is going to do the same.
It's not exactly hidden out here, is it?
I mean, like, you
No.
guys are in the
Yeah,
middle
but
of
you-
nowhere. Like, you're
You
deep
gotta
in
get
a
through a lot of
mountain
dragons.
range, like, you know, you're 60 miles from the nearest settlement. Possible. Like, 60 miles is nothing to be snuffed at. Like, 60 miles is quite far distance from, like, a settlement. And the outpost you're going to, which is closer, you've not seen it to know how old or new it is.
16 investigation to find a way in.
Yeah, Cyrus, you want to roll investigation as well, see if you can find any entrance?
Sure. That is a 13.
Okay, so Cyrus, you find a little bit further along, there's this crack in the hull that kind of like comes to the top of the like side that you're on. I will refer to it as the top just for the sake of brevity, because I start referring to it as the side. It's gonna get messy when you get in there.
Yeah.
So the top of the side you're on, and it kind of like goes down the side, and it widens near the base, near the jungle floor. It looks like you might be able to get in through that crack, but then you're not sure where you're gonna be in relation to that. Atlas, you don't know much about dwarvish ships, so you wouldn't know anything about like where the helm might be, especially in a ship of this size. Like, it's like huge, but you do
Looking
find
for a thing that looks like a door.
you do find there is a hangar door, but it looks like at some point in the past a dead tree has like collapsed on top of it from the jungle and has like landed across the hangar door and has like dented it in a little bit. Looks like it might not open quietly, or you know, it might make a bit of a wrenching noise as it open up, but it does have an access panel on the exterior, like an emergency override and stuff, but you don't know if it has power. You don't, like, you know, it's big, like you could fit the Chimera through that hangar if you had cleared the canopy away.
I found a hole. Might be an easy
I found
way
a
in.
hangar door, but I don't know how easy it's gonna be to open.
Well, shall I go have a look at the hangar door and see if I can maybe get it open first before we climb our way through a crevice?
You're the dwarf. It's a dwarf ship.
I'll have a wander around, see if I can spot any.
I thought you were going to say he's the door expert.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with it, but it makes more sense.
Dwarf, so.
You go around Volgear and you kind of see now like the dwarvish design architecture coming in. The metal panels you realize is integrated with like stone as well, because a lot of the dwarvish ships made use of natural stone, mainly for like reinforcement of the hull and things like that, not necessarily for like sealing, you know, atmosphere in, but more just that kind of natural resilience. And yeah, you see this dead tree has fallen. It's a big tree, you know, you're talking like 100-foot tall, maybe taller. I think it would be taller because the ship is fucking huge, so it would be like 1,000-foot tree, massive
He's
fucking thing.
falling asleep.
Yeah. Massive tree falling on top of this like the corner of the ship where the hangar kind of like is, because it was on the bottom side basically. You see the panel that Atlas has pointed at. You like shift yourself around, get on your knees, pop the panel open, and you see that there is an old looking screen. Like, you're talking like, you know, this is probably like CRT level at most comparison. Like, you know, if you imagine these like HD fucking iPhones on your wrist, it's like an old CRT TV, like, you know, maybe even older, like kind of someone you see in the 60s.
It's real thick.
Yeah, big concave
Chunky.
screen, and it is it looks like it's deactivated. It looks like it doesn't have any power at the moment. You could try to you know, surge it with something, like maybe like a mana coil or something like that. There's no input here, but you could maybe pop it open and have a look if you want to like get in the workings of it.
I'm assuming that the 30-foot hack doesn't work on this.
If it had power,
Maybe.
potentially, but right now it's like you couldn't hack a computer that's off.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the other side's maybe on.
Yeah, you could put a scan out to see if you can detect anything else if you want to, like, you know.
Bluetooth, I'm imagining this is.
Does it require you to see it on the item?
No, it just says while attuned, the user can hack terminals within 30 foot without needing to be physically in some.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of like put a scan out and see if there's any connection you can find. Just roll me a d20. Let's see how lucky Volgear is.
It's just. I'm not making the same mistake last time. What did I get? 14.
14. Yeah, you scan for this thing, and hello, dog. You scan for this thing and have a little look around, and you find a connection to something in there, but you're not quite sure what it is.
I might as well try.
Sure.
I'm not sure. I'll see what it comes up with.
Yep, you start trying to connect to it. Make me a little hacky check.
That's a 15. Oh, hacky check. Well, I don't know if the hacking comes with anything. 15
I
roll.
think we were using like Arcana before.
Then 17.
17. Yeah, so you like start hacking into this thing, and you hear the sound of something connect and engage. It looks like the options that you have are but this it would say shielding deactivated. It would say emergency exterior doors activated, and it would say interior hangar door deactivated, and you would have an option to switch those on or off.
I'll read out the options and kind of. I think I'll maybe go with the exterior. What do you guys think?
Sounds about
Yeah, exterior because we're in the we're outside.
So I'll try turning off the exterior, but be ready to turn it back on if I need to.
Okay, you press the button. There is a sharp whining and grinding, and eventually the exterior doors begin to open. They make a big whine, hiss, and a crack, and then a scraping, screeching noise, and it is loud.
Oh, lovely.
Like metal being wrenched, as if a building with like a metal like eye-bar frame just had a fucking, like another building fall against it, and the weight of it's just warping the metal.
If I turn it, once it gets wide enough and I switch it back, does it stop or does it start closing again?
If you switch it back, it looks like it starts closing again.
And you just turn it off and just.
Is there like a middle switch?
You think that your best bet would be to get inside and try to find this panel you're interacting with, and you might be able to disconnect it like that.
Okay, I'll turn it on and run
that
inside.
was loud, but that might be a good thing. It might have scared away any animals inside.
Or alerted whatever.
Or drawn
Yeah.
bigger animals.
Animals
Like
don't
dragons.
run towards metal screeching.
No, but dragons that are intelligent investigate noises in their territory.
True. Worst case scenario, we lay down and pretend we're corpses.
Except we've got the chimera floating. Xar just points over his shoulder where the ship is just hovering
Maybe
in the
they,
middle of this jungle.
Maybe they won't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have to worry about dragons. This is Draconid planet, it seems most of the dragons live within civilized cities. You're treating a dragon like a wild beast. It's not a wild beast, it's an intelligent creature, and here they live in cities, they don't live in abandoned ships, and the scan would have picked it up. At most, we have to worry about anything that is draconic-like, but is wild.
Dragon bears.
Dragon bears.
Yeah, dragon bears.
That
Dragon
thing?
bears. Dragon bears don't exist.
Let's just get inside before we attract any more attention. We'd already lost our element of
Can I
surprise.
make a check to see if dragon bears exist?
Sure.
What check is that?
And I should like panically look around for anything
Imagination.
resemblance.
Imagination check. Nature?
Nature check, sure.
Dragon bears.
Don't listen to her, Astra. Dragon bears don't exist.
16. I feel
16?
like dragon bears might exist with a 16.
You're not willing them into creation. It's whether or not.
Well, I mean, you know,
You've
there are
heard of
lots
such a
of
thing.
there are lots of creatures on this planet, like the small dragons that are like birds.
If owlbear exist, dragon bear can exist.
Yeah. Possibly.
Do you think Atlas believes because owlbears exist, there's also like tiefling bears and dwarf bears? She's like, bear that is half my thing, so bear that is half everyone else's thing.
Yeah, so Volgir, are you hopping in to try to
Yeah, I'll run in and see if I can find the.
Remember, the ship is on its side, so
While
when
it's
going
opening,
in,
I'll
it's-
switch it back so it's opening at least.
Sure.
I'll kind of hop my way in.
You hop your way in. Problem, as you
Yeah.
peer over the edge, it is a sheer drop about 45 foot down because it is a hangar. There are a few handholds you can try to grab on what would be the floor, if you would like.
Would the shuttle fit
Is it
through the door?
I'll have a look around before I do that and see if there's a panel nearby. Probably if I give it long enough to
Make a
open.
perception check if you'd like.
Like, if the hangar doors opened this
18?
way, would the shuttle be able to descend
Yeah,
into the hangar?
The hangar, the shuttle doors have like opened flat to the sky, so the hangar you could descend the shuttle down, yeah, and it would be big enough too if when it opens fully, but it is gonna make a little bit of noise to do that first.
If I turn into a spider, I can spider climb.
Can you hack a panel?
I've never tried
As
to
a
hack
spider?
a panel as a spider, but I'm as smart as a spider as I am as an atlas, so...
Volgir, you see
What?
at the panel in question, it is kind of like opposite the other one. It's like immediately on the left, so you'd have to like wait for the doors to fully open, and then you could probably reach around and try to access it like that, or you'd have to get creative. It's the hangar doors are big, like they're big enough to fit the Chimera through there, so they're probably about 60 foot wide and about 40 foot tall. So you know you've got a good 30 foot from the opening where the middle part would be to like reach along.
What if we put Volgir on Tewa, and Tewa like hovers so that Volgir can access
Volgir,
the
what are your
panel?
thoughts on going on Telwa?
For the good of the mission, Volgir, think of all that money.
Fine. But if he looks like he's going to eat me,
Technically-
I will
He's
can
not
hit him in the
gonna
head.
Eat you.
Te-
You're not gonna
I
eat him.
Technically,
right,
Cyrus, you
Telwa?
could fly and carry him for a little bit.
I can fly. Volgir, would you prefer me to carry you?
Yes. Before you finish the sentence, yes.
All right.
Volgir, would you prefer? Yes, I would prefer.
I haven't done this
Since when can you fly?
willingly.
Have you been able to fly the whole time?
No, things happen. Don't worry about it. And Cyrus will
They're icky.
activate his
What do
wings.
you mean they're? Ugh!
The wet sluicing of bone breaking through the flesh, the little splattering of blood
why are
comes
they
with it.
drippy?
Yep, they are drippy as fuck. And it
I feel like
hurts.
Vulgar's like, I see Tamara.
Oh.
It's a little bit like it
You're
definitely
holding-
gets like
Icky.
X-Men mutant vibes, a little bit like that. Like it's not natural.
Volgir will turn round,
Those
Look
aren't
directly at-
aerodynamic at
directly
all.
at
How are
Atlas
you
and Skull and
flying
go,
with those?
that is still better than being on that thing.
Oh.
I'll take that as a compliment. And Cyrus will just pick up here.
They look
Into
like
the
my
hangar.
brother's wings
Probably
after he
Olga's
flew
just like-
through the cloud.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh. Astra, your wings
Anything
still look
else
like
you wanna-
wings, right? You didn't both
Yeah.
do that.
No, I think that's a five thing.
You've got other influences though, so
Oh.
She's still holding on to Dell, though. She hasn't changed yet.
Honestly, I think we should kill Fythe even if he wasn't mean to Cyrus with that. It's personal now. He violated what wings are. I hate him. Why do they sound like wet ham? I like to think they sound real squelchy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was dead, and I woke up to that, so I nearly went back unconscious again.
I saved your life. Bulger, please hack this terminal. You're kind of heavy.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
time, go straight.
I'll let be when you fly it next to me. Fly me next to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
so
just
you fly him over to it.
Yep.
Perfect. You get up to Volgir. You kind of check if you want to try to pop the panel off and see if you can try to stop this door once it's
19.
open enough. How much? 13?
19.
19? Oh yeah, that's enough. You pop the panel off the screen, you see like this glowing thing, and like you pull it out,
And
it's
now this is
connected
where
by
I
these
roll the
big cables, and then you can manage to find a little like override switch for the power, and you disconnect the power circuit, and everything just stops. The door just stops moving.
Now we just need to figure out how we're getting the other people in here. Cyrus will look for like a door, and he'll like fly Volgir over to the door.
Volgir will look over at the door and just kind of look at it and go. In his head, he's doing calculations. Is that big enough for Tewa to get through?
Yeah, the doors here are all pretty big. They're pretty wide, like 10 foot across. A lot of them, like
He'll
middle.
look down and go, Cyrus, you were too slow. Nothing.
It would also, it probably at the minute wouldn't be, unless you would have waited for it to be big enough to fit the shuttle through. It wouldn't be big enough to fit the shuttle through.
Well, no, I imagine I can just reconnect it back up.
Yeah, you could easily. You know how it works now, so it would be very simple if you just reconnect it if you would like to do so.
Okay, Astra says there's a time constraint on this. Where do you want to go? You know Dwarven ships. Where's the way towards
Based on my knowledge of Dwarven's ships, can I take an idea of which way we're going, or is there any signs? Because if it's a Voyager ship, there'll be some signs.
There is signs, however, they are definitely more orientated towards a guest experience as opposed to a crew experience.
Ooh, they had a pool.
So you see, Volgir, that you are in some kind of probably like a rival area, you would think. This is probably where a lot of the smaller vessels would have docked and arrived. You see it has fallen from its landing pad, and it is up against the far wall, which is now the floor. On its side, there is a big, long Tev. Looks to be a galleon in size, probably about 250 foot long and about 100 odd foot wide. Looks like it was kind of designed maybe as a way of, like, you know, allowing multiple people to board or on board at the same time. Kind of similar to like little smaller ships that kind of come and go from cruise ships. Like they're designed to like take people from the main vessel to like the island or the planet or wherever they are. So you see that it's fallen up against the side. doesn't look like it's in as bad condition as the main vessel. However, like the main vessel, is probably old and dated, and it is dwarvish in design, big blocky kind of like features and structures. You also see, looking around, just trying to take in the sights with your dark vision. It does help because there is no light here. There is if there is any power, the emergency power must be being diverted to like other systems. It's not being diverted to lights. But there is a sign for the Celestial Forge Atrium, which seems to be like the biggest kind of main sign, which you would imagine maybe is some kind of like central area of the ship. There is also a sign from here to the Adamantine Suites, which is probably, you would imagine, I mean, take it or leave it, you know, Adamantine Suites. And those will be from 2 doors that lead to this area. The Celestial Forge Atrium is kind of like near where that galleon-sized ship has like crashed up against. Looks like there was another door as well, but that's been blocked by the galleon, so you can't actually make out what that says. And the other one, the Adamantine Suites, are the door you're currently in. Looks like the far side has another door, but it's not labeled and it's closed, and it does say staff only in Dwarvish across it.
Well, I think that staff only sign looks the best that way.
All right.
Pointing in the direction of the staff only sign.
Cool.
Flying towards the step only.
Perfect. So if I
I don't like it when you say that. I will try and hack my way in.
Alrighty. This terminal is, when you try it, it is not online.
I will try and search for another one nearby.
Okay, search for another one. Make a luck roll, see if you get lucky. These doors are just like standard interlocking blast doors. Someone could probably, with enough force, try to wrench them open.
Other than that,
and that 20, yeah, you do see another panel on your scanning thing that lights up. It appears to be a door control.
Right. Open.
The door opens about halfway and then gets stuck, but it's just wide enough you could squeeze through. Same with everyone in your party. Probably not Tewa.
Cyrus will just shove Volgir through it.
Okay.
Am I immediately falling to my death?
Volgir enters a free fall as he falls into a corridor. Volgir, you fall.
He just hits, just like the Cyrus.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage, Volgir, as you fall 20 foot.
As you just hear a thud.
What's louder, the doors opening or Volgir smacking into metal? Somebody just hit a dinner gonging there.
Jesus. Right.
Volgir, you pick yourself up, dust yourself off.
Yeah, have a look around.
You're in like an access corridor. Looks like there was another door directly opposite the one that Cyrus so rudely pushed you through. You've kind of fallen out here. The corridor does continue now away from yourself. Kind of, it looks like going along the length of the ship. So you can try to follow that if you'd like. There are a few doors off that as well, like to the side as well.
Cyrus is going to try and squeeze through the door / force the door open a little wider to accommodate wings.
Yep, you can do
Barros will pop his head through the door and kind of dangle half down and be like, Cyrus, can we come through yet? You've not said anything. You kind of just disappeared into
We
it.
heard a lot of noise.
I
heard
like
a
to
jump.
imagine it's like Barros dangling down and just Astra and Atlas each holding like a goat leg as he dangles. Oh god.
Cyrus, you try to push open the door. You give it a good. The metal's like seized up. It looks like the reason why the mechanical system couldn't open it up, there might be a problem with the actual mechanics. You're not sure.
Okay, Cyrus will then like wedge himself in the door so that he doesn't fall to his death if the wings deactivate, and be like, "We managed to get into a staff-only area. You might need Tewa to like ferry you. Can't fly. There's a drop when you go through the door. Just a heads up."
Can Tewa take both Astra and Barros, or are they too heavy collectively?
Tewa can probably carry each of them.
Okay.
You might have to. His day's not with us.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I also can't fly.
You might have to carry the bunny rabbit.
Or she can stay with the shuttle.
I don't know if I'm strong enough to carry the bunny rabbit.
I am
Then why would we
offended.
bring her,
I can-
Cyrus?
I'm not saying
I
you're
can fly
fat,
for a
I'm just
little
saying
bit.
I'm very weak.
I'll fly for a little bit, but again, time constraints, so
Yeah, Asher can probably carry me.
Tower might need these.
She's not like noodle arms like the bird.
Astra might need to like save her wings for leaving,
I mean,
because I
like,
can't. I don't think I can fly again.
Hang on.
As the wings like snap back into his body.
Daze is just gonna go over to a tree, tug on a vine, and then just start pulling it towards the hole. She like coils up like a rope, just walking a hole, she just throws it in.
Oh yeah, we have rope.
I'll follow in suit.
Daze like tests it a little bit, gives a good tug. Yeah, probably fine. Just go one at a time. What do you guys want to go first, or me?
I'll go first.
Sure.
And she'll fly in.
Not what I meant.
I'll go first.
Sure.
If we fall, I may be able to land on my feet.
Do you have like another
Sorry.
rope I can like spot you?
Yeah, I have rope.
Tie that around your waist. I'll hold that up here with a coil, and that way if the vine breaks, at least you know I can take the slack, try to slow you down.
Go.
Cyrus is gonna drop through the door, try not to land on ball gear.
You want acrobatics?
Cyrus, you can just fly down. Like your wings would still be up long enough to like squeeze
Oh,
through
cool.
and fly down. The
Yeah,
ones that's blocking
I'd
them.
imagine
The very
Vogue
tips
is
of them
climbing
can
up and
touch the
Cyrus
edge
just
of the thing
thump
and make a
on his
gross
head.
wet noise.
Are you just trying to climb
So
down
there's just trails
straight,
down-
Barros, or are you going to try to swing up? Because if you imagine the door's like here, and then they've gone in a little side door like here, but the actual pit goes all the way, like, you know, to the bottom. So the door they've gone in isn't on the floor. it's like on the
I'll
side.
climb down a little bit. Is there a way, if we hit the bottom of it, is there a way to basically climb up to where they are, or is it just like sheer wall face that like there's nothing to like be able to kind of grab onto to get
There
up
is
there?
like debris and crates and stuff you could like try, but you're gonna have to get creative. Like, you know,
I could fly to the doorway and lower you a rope down from it.
That works. Then I'll just climb straight down.
perfect.
I will call Tewa to me to hold the rope, because again, not strong.
Okay.
Astra
I mean, I could join you at the door. I still have wings for another couple of seconds, I think.
You don't know what we're up to. You went off into the ship.
Daze will climb down the vine rope after Barros seems to be holding, and then she'll follow him towards the rope that has been lowered down by Tewa.
Mhm.
Unless, Astra, you also taking the vine rope?
You could just take the
Astra would
chimera.
have followed Barros.
Okay. Then Daze
Yeah,
will have
Astra
waited
probably-
for Barros to finish. She'll pull the rope back up from Barros and give you the little safety line just to make sure that no one's going to hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And then she's going to call down to you, Atlas, and say, can you get your flying friend to hold the rope for me?
Sure. I mean, just ask him. He speaks common.
Tewa, can you hold this rope for me in case I fall? Yes. I don't like how you're looking at me like that.
Tewa, don't eat her.
It's not spaghetti, big guy. She goes to put it in his mouth and then stops and then ties it around like his like wing and then goes like, cool. And then she climbs on the vine. The vine does snap anyway, but Daze is just cautious. Tewa eventually flies down as well, shaking off the rope, but just kind of lands at a coil at the bottom. So Daze probably
Tie
collects
things
it
to
and
my
slings it up her
chimera.
shoulder. You want your rope back, Barros?
You keep on the hold of it just in case we
Sounds
get
good.
split. We split up.
You lower another rope down.
Yep.
Atlas. Yep, you lower rope down. It's very obvious that Tewa will not fit through this door. You guys have to squeeze through. Tewa's too big.
Okay.
The only doors he could fit through are the open door to the atrium and the currently closed door to the suites. He could fit through this door if it was open all the way, but because it is jammed shut, it doesn't seem to be viable.
Can he try and push the door open all the way?
You can give it a go. You can make an athletics check.
How
Would it be a
strong?
disadvantage because the mechanism is broken?
I don't know how to do disadvantage.
Roll the d20 and add his athletics or strength.
No.
Yeah, the door's not budging. He gives it a good bang, like runs up against it, clang. No, no joy. These will climb up with Beros and Astra, and we'll go through the door to the staff area if that's where you are intending on going. Kawalik looks at you.
I guess you're on watchdog duty then, until we find somewhere bigger for you to get in.
I'll wait here. Bring me treasure.
I'll bring you some treasure if we find any.
Kawa flies off in the direction of some of those crates, starts like ripping them open. Okay.
There.
You lower the rope the neighbor way. Eventually, you'll regroup at the bottom of the corridor where Volgir has fallen to, or do you want to try to go for the door opposite the one you just came through?
Did you fall down there on purpose, or...?
No, my ride pushed me.
Cyrus.
I was being cautious. I didn't want us both to
By
plummet to our
using-
death.
Volgir was
Curiosity.
bait?
Out of curiosity, Cyrus, how long do those wings last?
At this
I don't know.
point, I think it's a minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a day. Whisk
I
away.
know it makes things more awkward for you, but I feel a lot better now.
They don't like disappear though. They like snap and crack
Oh,
back into his
back.
body. It sounds like a chiropractical in the town.
That cannot be
Volgar,
good for your back.
do you know where the helm would be on this ship? Traditionally, on cruise ships, the helm would be at the top.
Am I going upwards or downwards? Do I think are the signs to are the signs to my
Left
left
or
or my
right?
right?
So you are currently, you've fallen towards what would have been the center of the ship. So there's been nothing that suggests you are making you're not climbing up, if that makes sense. At the minute, this is the flat levels. You're on the same level as before. The ship is just on its side. So although you've fallen down,
We want to be climbing up.
I feel like
Yeah,
you
I
could have
wanna
made
be-
this a lot easier on our brains for just having the ship die in the
Nah.
right position.
no, more fun like this.
No. Can we have a drawing?
Yep.
So,
I've actually been drawing this.
Cyrus,
I would like a
Cyrus,
diagram, yeah.
Cyrus and Volgir have gone to the left of the ship because they fell down the shaft. So we want to be going. So we want to be going left, which is up.
Left and up a bit. Yeah,
Brain hurty.
I think.
So if
That's
we're
assuming with those two.
Please, I'm sick. I'm already not working at complete brain ability.
just take the viewpoint and turn it on its side. So if we fell down, we went right, which means we need to go.
You already
Right,
said you
go
went
up.
left earlier.
No, it depends on which way the ship fell.
You guys have done. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
You guys have come in here, gone along, up, down. But you are, in the grand scheme of things, on the ship itself. So the ship itself is like this. You are. These are the hangar bay doors. So this hole, this.
Nah.
This is not helping me at all.
So
you have
I will.
fallen.
I will look for stairs. Sign to stairs.
I'm trying so hard, but my brain is not
So
brain.
look at the 2D drawing.
I'm looking at it.
That's a floor plan.
Okay.
Yeah. You just are. It's just been rotated a bit.
Basically, we're on the bottom level of a Rubik's cube right now.
No, don't. That's gonna make it so much worse.
So we want to go up, which is whichever corridor will take us up.
And that's
if
why I'm
the
looking
ship
for a
was
sign
the
between
right
the
here
stairs.
now.
You are looking for a
Stairs.
Stairs.
Basically, you will
Or
start. If you find a diagonal turn to the right, you will start ascending.
I'm
Cool.
just going to
We'll do
follow
that.
you guys.
I'm following Volgir.
Oh, lovely. Everyone's following me.
Well, you're a
Well-
dwarf. You know dwarf ship.
And you have dark vision. I imagine it's fairly dark in here.
It's pitch black.
Black chick.
Big black.
Black chick.
Yeah, so if
That's
you
like a even darker version of black that only dwarves know about.
Yep. Like that paint that's like really absorbent of light. But if you would like to light a torch, make some light for your
I'll light it up.
light challenged companions, you can. Okay, Vulgar, you keep going in the corridor.
Yeah.
Sure. There is a door on the ceiling as you're walking along here. As you're kind of like traveling.
I will go for the door on the ceiling.
Okay. It is the corridors are 10 foot wide, so it's 10 foot above you.
Then
Cyrus
I will
will-
go for the door on the ceiling.
If you can't hack the panel, it's not going to help.
I can try. I can fly, unlike the dwarf.
I can lift the dwarf and put him on my shoulders.
You're
Yeah,
not
but-
10 foot tall.
No, but he only needs to be 5 foot.
but I'm 6 foot and he's, what are you, like 4?
You
5?
can't ask a dwarf that.
4,
4, yeah.
Think.
6 and 4 is 10. Perfect.
think.
Grabs Vulgar.
Yeah.
Puts some Vulgar on shoulders. Lifts up.
Yep, this panel Vulgar is online. As you kind of get close to it, like automatically like powers up. But you can see this one requires some kind of key card. Looks like that requires like either a passcode or a key card interface.
Right. Can I hack it?
Certainly try. Arcana check.
Have we seen any bodies yet?
Not yet.
Or bones?
Nope. It does ask her a bit
imagine
like
14.
I imagine a luxury cruiser would have some kind of lifeboats or escape pods. If it was as fancy as Vulgar says.
14. You try and
Pulled
you
up
see the
after the Titanic.
code flashes red and then it locks out the system. You do see on Dwarvish that the door was for it says cargo hold alpha.
Door opens, gets hit by crate.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
I mean, it's not like me in, but I can override it, maybe?
You could try it. You could try it again. It'll be more difficult.
I do have a
astral
crowbar.
cast guidance.
I mean, if it doesn't work, I can just try and kill it with my pulse.
I also have a crowbar that I could.
Let me
Good
try it one more time, and
old-fashioned
if not, we can crowbar it.
He has guidance.
Guidance?
Take the
Mhm.
Guidance is an extra D4.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be 4.
So it is 12, 14, plus 16 again. 16?
You got
Was it 14
14
last
last time, I believe. 16
So
though this
45.
time with the previous lockout. Nah, 14 will not be enough.
No, it would have done it the
It
first
would
time
have done the
round,
first
but-
time, yeah, but this time, unfortunately, not enough. The DC was raised by the previous lockout attempt. It probably you think it probably scrambled the code or something, and you cracked the original code, but you maybe need to work a different one out. You didn't see that in the pattern until it was too late. The door is just locked shut.
You want to try your crowbar?
Yeah, get me on your shoulders.
I'll give you a hand.
Astral cast guidance on Cyrus.
Crowbar.
Oh, nice.
23 will do it.
D4. Might as well use the guidance. So
can
26
get it.
total.
A big wrench of strength, and the door. One of them you hear mechanism break, and the other one holds firm. But you're able to open one half of the sliding door. And as you do so, you see that there is a giant box, like right where it is. It's like falling against the door when the ship's falling on the side.
Can I try and like get my fingers under the door and then try and push the box?
Make me another strength athletics check. This is gonna be quite a challenge. Quite big. It's like, blocking the luncheons.
22.
22. You give it a good hefty shove to the side and kind of like trying to shift. It's like trying to push something out of like an attic like entrance, and you slide it, and you hear like it like slide across out the way a little bit, and you hear a few things like tumble and fall. But yeah, you look up and you see that there is like shelves being bolted to the floor here, but they are mainly empty. It looks like everything has fallen in big piles to the left and right of this door.
I'll pull myself up into the room.
Okay, you pull yourself up in.
Give us a lift.
You see, Cyrus, there is a little bit of light in this room, and you see just where you are like entering, like as you see, kind of see probably about your like knee height, there is that small crack from earlier that you spotted that probably would allow this probably would in the room you'd have ended up in. It looks like if you wanted to get out, the door would have been, you would have to move that crate from the other side potentially. There is another door about, let's call it 15 foot or so up, just to your front left. It must be the one that you saw before that was opposite the other one. And like I say, there's lots of shelves and debris in here and things of that nature.
Well, find another way out of here.
That's good.
I'll then lift a Volgear into the room as well.
Yep. There is like piles of crap here, and it's like lots of like boxes, like lots of like things labeled like with supplies and things like that. So it's like a cargo hold. It's not like you find like a public luggage storage or anything like that. It's like ship stuff. Like it's like you see there's like a big things of like wire cabling and things like that, and
Yeah, to investigate.
yeah,
I'll join you.
Useful.
I'll help you.
Yeah, I might need the help.
Well, do you want me to do it? Because I have a +8. I'll do my own check.
Yeah, you do your own check.
We all just hanging out in the corner of us there.
28.
Or...
Does anybody else want to come up into this
Natural
room?
20.
Alice will fly up into the room.
Yep.
The rest of us need help.
For God's sakes, give me your hand.
Now, come on, I'll give you a boost.
Okay.
Thea's like
Grabs.
Thea's like puts your like gives you whoop, lift throws you up. Thea's pretty strong, so
Okay, then Asher probably lean down with Cyrus' help to pull up anybody else up.
come on, Barros, you going up?
Sure. Is this the way that we're going, or are we just in?
I don't know, I'm
just
not in the
searching
room.
for treasure?
I can't believe you're complaining that we're searching for treasure. What's wrong with you? What have you become?
He's turning into Cyrus. He's great.
Excuse me, I'm all for searching for the
We don't
treasure.
need another Cyrus. We barely need the one we have.
Rude. And also, I'm not as bad as Captain Killjoy down there.
I would like to point out that Captain Killjoy is kind of killing the adventuring mood around here. What's wrong? You burn your biscuits this morning?
He's been given a big, important job by the dragons. He's a captain. He's got quotas to fill.
You
Slippery
used to be
slope,
fun,
man.
Barros. You used to do drugs with us. Now you won't even adventure on the magic cruise ship.
I'm just cranky, and I'm sick of fucking being attacked by monsters every day. Every day.
This is one of the days where there's no monster. Seen any
Yet.
monsters yet?
Not yet.
Don't you
Have we
bring
seen
the
any
blood
animals
down,
in here
Mrs.
yet?
I've got more than one guardian fighting over me.
Okay, I feel like you weirdly brought that into a conversation that it didn't belong in, but...
Volgear
I'm
is it
just
to
saying,
cut
like-
through the hot knife through this butter-like
How is
situation.
Volgear the most chill of you all today? Jesus.
Volgear
you
is
see
in the
that this-
corner throwing things.
Yeah, you guys, you see that Volgear, this room probably was once incredibly well organized.
Everything's labeled.
Yeah, there are meticulously organized runes marking sections for easy identification on the shelves. However, because of the boxes have all fallen, they're in like a mass disarray in piles. But the boxes themselves are also labeled.
Oh, we love that guy.
You find
Label maker guy.
this is some kind of storage chamber, and this is quite a big space. You would know that the magical energy required to keep an area like this chilled would probably be quite costly from like the ship's point of view. However, you realize that every single one of these boxes is magically enchanted, and they like you can tell these runes on it. They look like they're some kind of like maybe cold rune in Dwarvish. It's hard to like tell. You're not like arcane trained yourself, but you kind of recognize it. You've seen it on like branding similar before. And you're like, I think they do like storage stuff. And yeah, you crack one open, and there's like a of like liquid nitrogen almost like pooling out of this thing. And inside, you see there are in one of these boxes, probably only about a foot, like square box, foot cube, and there are you would estimate about a good 5 kilograms worth of like premium looking like meat in here. Like you're talking like sirloin steak equivalent, like frozen, like solid frozen, like a block.
If I close the lid back
Right
over,
from
does
Tower.
it seem to reseal itself?
If you reclose the lid, it reseals itself.
Ooh.
You see the
we should
runes
be
dance
taking these
around it
boxes
and like
for
a
the
little
journeys.
Some of these create like, so that's just like a small one you found. There's like the big one that Cyrus moves at the door. It's about like 10 foot by 10 foot, like big. Like, you know, you could store people in that, you know, easy.
Okay, if anyone dies, in the box they go.
It probably
Bit more
heavy as
nice.
well. Like Cyrus is able to slide it out the way, but like yeah, carrying that thing it must weigh a ton.
Atlas will hold up her magic backpack and be like, I can take some steak if we want steak.
Can we fit the small boxes in there?
We could take the box.
Foot wide, a foot wide
Yeah.
cube. How big is the opening in your bag?
Each side pouch can hold up to 20 pounds of material not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet. The large central pouch can hold up to 8 cubic feet or 80 pounds of material.
Yeah, but how
Does it
big is
tell you how big the
zipper?
entrance is? Oh no. If it doesn't, I think just unzip it, then it goes in.
I don't think it says anywhere.
So the
Similar to a bag of holding. If you can't fit it in the bag, it doesn't go in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, like you could probably fit it in the side pouch. If they can hold a 2. This is a 1 cubic foot because it's a foot square. So like yeah, and it would take up half the space. You could fit 2 of these smaller cubes in each of the side pouch. So you could carry 4 in the side pouch if you wanted.
Might as well, right? If we find anything better, we
Yeah.
can dump them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is we know that they're here, so we could leave them here.
Yeah, we can always come back.
Following them around with us.
We could
It
bring
always
the
weighs.
shuttle
Do
down
they-
into the
It
crash.
always
Do they
weighs
weigh
the
anything?
same no matter what I put in it, so it's
Well,
not
you might as
really
well put them in, and we
hard.
can always drop them later, can't we?
Yeah,
If you like.
And we can always come back as well and get more if we find some more time.
we could do a supply run.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you take the box. You can put it down. You have It works out to be about 11 pounds. So it's 11, kind of like. I'm trying to think how much food you need in a day. I think it's like a pound of food a day. So if you eat just the meat, it would be it would be 11 days of rations if you had nothing else that day. But there are other boxes in here, and they seem to be primarily food stuff.
Can Cyrus see what's in the big box?
Crack on the big box. Yeah, the big box, unlike the other boxes, does have a panel on it, like an interface panel that would need to be.
All
attached to it.
gear.
Yeah.
I can't get into this box.
Coming.
Okay, Buggy, you come over. The panel, it appears to be more arcane in nature than the arcane engineering that you're kind of familiar with. Maybe just as like dated technology, maybe like things have evolved a bit more to be a bit more accessible. Yeah, it looks like it's more magically enchanted to the extent where the panel that Cyrus points to isn't a screen. It's arcane runes that dance in patterns across the it's like a little black square on the metal, effectively.
Yeah, that's more magic than I'm used to.
I mean,
Astra?
like you could probably force it open, but you just don't know if you'd be able to get it resealed again.
I can try. I don't.
I mean, worst case, it's open forever.
I could make an Arcana check and see if I can work out anything.
Okay, last case scenario, I'll just crack it open. But
Yeah.
if we can open it without damaging it, that would be better.
Can I try an Arcana check to see if I know how to
Sure.
jimmy the thing? I don't know shit. That's my 3rd critical fail of the session.
Get them out of your system before we enter combat.
Yeah.
I could try. I know it might not be as. I don't know.
Go for it.
Baby, you're making it very
17.
concentrate.
17. Yeah, you think that a spell, you probably need a spell like a knock spell. To probably open that up. Or there's some kind of magical code. that you'd have to trace on the runes, but you don't know it. Like
we
you
need
could
like
just
a
fucking guess, but like it's like
Yeah, you're gonna have to figure out the code and trace the code on the thing or magical knock spell, which I don't have. Do you have it?
And Cyrus
Atlas?
just try buttons if nobody knows the knock spell.
I mean,
Sure.
just try buttons till it locks you out and then smash it open.
Yeah, that's the plan. What am I rolling? Luck?
There's no like obvious like finger like marks on it or anything.
that would be an
See what-
investigation check.
May as well try. Or Bulgar, you're better at finding things like that, right?
Yeah, I can give it a shot. What is it? What check, sorry? Oh,
Investigation. If you're looking for like
Investigation.
finger marks and like that might have lingered 40 years.
Is anyone helping me?
Anyone who's
I mean,
proficient in
I can-
investigation?
I'm not proficient in it.
Me. You're on your own, bud.
16. You managed to find Volky that the left side has definitely been like interacted with more just like that like old grease there. So that's the left side has been swiped multiple times, but you can't tell where it goes after that. So you can give the next person who tries to basically open it, which would be an Arcana check, basically advantage.
Cool. Off you go. Roll relay. I find
I'm not good at Arcana.
Which one of you two?
I am in theory, but I've been rolling like pure crap.
You've got advantage. Try again.
You got 2 rolls, 2 tries. Someone.
Watch me roll double ones. Nope, 24.
24. Atlas, you swipe along, do a few zigs, flashes red. Swipe along, do a few zigs, flashes red. Do along, swipe a few zigs, flashes red. Swipe along, zig up and zig back on yourself, and
It's
then
like trying
back to the
get out of
start.
my bedroom.
And the rune pulses blue,
Ooh.
and the little external zip of runes like almost like undoes itself, and you hear the door like pops open, and you can just pull it out if you pull it open if you wish.
Yep, I will open that thing.
Okay, this
Don't
thing
be a corpse,
is
don't
like
be a corpse. Don't be a corpse.
this thing is like laid on its
Be a corpse,
back,
be a corpse, be a
so
corpse.
it's almost like you're opening it like a almost like you're opening like a chest freezer in a sense, but it's big, 10 foot across. Inside here there is a 4 partially butchered look bovine in nature, like
Kind of corpse.
cows. And in the middle of them, there is a frozen form of a dwarf. His beard, in
that's
braided traditional dwarven fashion, is stiff with frost. His eyes are frozen wide open in an expression of fear. He wears a uniform, like quite a nice uniform. Rich embroidery, barely dull by the passage of time, and a small frost-covered pendant hangs from his neck, bearing an emblem. If you could make a religion check, if you would like.
Sure.
Do you recognize the emblem?
Oh,
I
someone
don't.
it. Or are we all doing individuals?
I mean, I will call everyone over.
I'm being nosy.
Astra,
Astra, do you-
Cyrus, you would recognize that this is the symbol of Vasu, the dwarvish god of the forge.
Astra, do you still have Speak with Dead?
You can
Astra,
speak
you
with
look
the
at this.
dead.
You look at
Yeah.
this person.
Also,
What's
are we
your-
sure he's dead? Because I know there are like
Cyrus.
those frogs that can freeze themselves and then be defrosted.
Yeah, I
Is-
don't
is
think
the-
more
Is
like
this
myself.
not the same situation
Can I-
that we found the gnomes in?
Can
No,
I
that was cryo freeze.
Can
This
I,
is
can I medicine
freezer.
check this man to see
Make a
if he
medicine
is
check, yeah.
dead?
Yeah, give me a medicine check if you like.
22.
I mean, he doesn't have a heartbeat and he's not breathing, but he could be preserved. He might be cryogenically frozen. Maybe there's a way to resuscitate him. You would have to defrost him somehow, probably magically, or his systems would defrost not fast enough, and he probably, begin to necrosis before like his heart defrosted, and also there's no telling he would even have brain function like after being frozen for so long. It's not like he's been
grab this
cryogenically
guy and set fire to yourself.
I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't do that?
I use my wings. I don't think I have it in me to set myself on.
You traded setting yourself on fire for meat wings?
No, I can still set myself on fire, but it's like a one a day thing. I don't feel like I have the energy.
He sees up all his holy stuff.
I can cast heat metal, but I feel like we'd have to put him in something that is metal.
a metal box.
You could put him in the flaming sphere thing that you had me stick my hands in
I
when
don't
we were
have
making.
that right now. Help me
No,
take
why
these.
don't you have that right now?
Help me take these cow bodies out.
They're like hanging on these big meat hooks, but they've like because they were hanging before, they will drape to the side. He's also like fallen to the back. He was clearly standing upright in this thing, and then has then moved since.
Cyrus will lift out
Dump out the
pieces
frozen
of cow.
Yep, they're heavy. They are cows.
They are cows. Before I set this man on fire, Astra, you got anything that isn't fire-based?
Yeah.
By the way, a butchered cow weighs about 750 pounds.
Jesus.
I have
got-
lesser restoration, but I don't think he's paralyzed so much as
Same.
frozen.
I don't
Mhm.
think it'll work.
Oh,
Like, I could try it, but it might just be a waste of a spell.
I could try just straight up healing him, but
I think he's dead. Because there's a difference between being cryo-frozen, because it happens quickly,
We
or
don't
being
know how
stuck in a
quickly these
freezer.
boxes freeze something.
But these aren't traditional. This is magic.
Whenever
I
you
don't know
opened it,
how
it was like
if it-
liquid nitrogen poured out. Like they must
Yeah,
go
like-
cold fairly, at least maybe because being stale for so long, maybe. But yeah, there's definitely arcane magic at work here.
I mean, I don't know if it worked per se, but I've got control water.
I don't think
Like-
that's gonna help. Wait, can you like instantly thaw water with controlled water?
I don't think so.
Hmm. I mean, I'll try restoration, at least before I risk cooking him. Atlas will touch this guy and try casting lesser restoration on him.
Okay.
Can you stop crying, please?
One disease or condition affecting it, and you're trying to end possibly the paralyzed condition.
Possibly. I don't think frozen is a condition.
Okay. This, if anything, would be more like a petrified kind of condition.
Hmm.
So that would not be powerful enough. But you think that a more powerful restoration spell might work.
You got anything more powerful on you? You're the cleric.
Yeah. I think greater restoration's like a lot higher.
Level 5.
Yeah, I only have
Seven,
fourth
you
at the minute.
got that? Oh yeah.
Got fourth.
But you would know that probably, I would say, I mean, you would hope Astra, a ship of this size, would at least have a med bay, considering the Chimera has one. And if it's a big fancy ship, maybe they have big fancy medical stuff.
Maybe they have like a cryo freeze defroster somewhere.
I mean, like, if we want to know
Or
this
microwave.
thing, why do we just save time? Why don't we just put something not frozen in there, close it and open it, and see if it's frozen?
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyone have something freezable?
Not just a pretty face.
I don't want to make Barros any more cranky, but my brain went to biscuits.
Does no one else have a water skin? A canteen?
Do you?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course I have a canteen. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, I do.
She
too.
takes it off her belt.
Atlas will put it in.
No, just pour a bit of water.
Put the whole thing in.
It might explode if it freezes, and they'll have no fucking water.
Fine. Pour some of the water onto the bottom. Closes it.
Close it over. The magical thing re-stitches closed.
Immediately open again.
Open it up. The water is frozen solid.
This guy like flash froze.
Maybe he just got shoved in.
Maybe.
Or maybe he jumped in here thinking that he could hide.
Maybe we should
I
put
feel
him
like he would have
back in
known that he would have
until
been.
we find the med bay.
I would say, Atlas, looking at where the water is, you see that this whole like a freezer that needs defrosted. All the walls are like thick with that like frost buildup. Like it needs to be like defrosted properly. But you see sticking out of it, there's just like a little small like bit of looks like the brim of a cap maybe, or like a hat.
Get it out of the frost, or is it?
You have to go
frozen
dig it
something
out.
in there? I'll try digging it out.
Climb inside. Start digging
Nobody
it out.
shut me in here. No, if you shut me in here, you will be in
Cyrus's
so
hand
much
is like-
shit.
He's like,
Volgear
looks at
is
Cyrus.
on the other end of it.
And I look at him, and he looks.
Gosh, I try to glare at the two of
I
them at the
just
same
want to
time.
remind you that there's a chimera outside who expects me to get back.
Yeah, but we
We'll
also
give
have a
him some
lot of
fancy
steak.
snakes.
And
There's
cows.
more than one exit.
And a whole cow. Yeah, we can just give him a fucking cow. We can just throw in those in the jungle. We never see him again.
I'm worth more to Tewa than 4 cows.
No, you're not.
Are you?
We have a bond.
Question.
That's
We
a
threw-
cow per head.
Question: if we threw 4 cows
Extra.
and then a frozen Atlas, what do you think he'd do?
Only one way to find out. Atlas, by this point, you wrestle the hat free of the ice. It's like a very traditional, like, captain style hat, like white, big gold badge, black little, like, brim.
Atlas puts it on her head, despite the fact she is still wearing the hat of disguise.
Yeah.
What do we
Cyrus will
think?
take-
Double hat? Double
Cyrus
hat?
will take the hat off of your hat and put it on Barros's head.
Damn.
It is a captain's hat. Captain wears the hat.
If this is a captain's hat, then we can assume that this is the captain. And
Ooh,
if we can find a way
can I
to
pat his
get him
pockets
alive,
down
then
to see if he's got a key card on
we
him?
don't have to. We don't have to go wandering around the ship for
Ever.
Yeah.
forever. He can tell us exactly where everything is and how to get to the helm. And so, if we can get him alive, then
I
this
pat
will
his
be a
pockets down for
lot
keys.
better.
I'm itching you.
So maybe we should go find the medical bay.
Is that a check,
Yeah.
or can I just...
You mean investigation check?
Can we
Pat
put him
down the
back in
frozen
before
guy?
we go?
It's hard, because he's frozen. That is another crit fail.
You find the
I'm just
the
gonna keep
key
going
card.
for
It's in
tonight,
his pocket,
guys.
but it's his hand is in the pocket and it's frozen solid over the key card.
Damn.
The only way to get it out is cut that hand off.
Okay,
No.
let's not do
Cyrus
that.
draws a sword.
No, okay.
Let's
No,
let's
shut it
find the
down.
medical bay.
Easiest thing to do. He won't feel it. He
Let's-
come
let's-
bicycle.
Let's
He will
shut
do
the
when we
guy
wake
back
up.
in the box, find the medical bay, and then we can double back with him. I don't want him defrosting as we're walking around.
It's fair.
Fine.
I don't want Tower thinking he's a nice, like a lollipop or something.
Delicious meat pops.
TV dinner.
Hey,
Push.
if we could bring him towards Tewa, Tewa might be able to defrost really quick.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, again, I have heat metal, but I just feel like the medical bay might have something more, like, suited.
User friendly.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I sleep, I can get remove curse, but it's not really a curse.
Well, let's just put him in the box for now. He's been in there for God knows how long, and he's, remained the same.
Yeah, he's fine. So if we put him back in, he'll be fine.
I'm back in the box.
Like, he's either dead or alive, but he's gonna stay in that state, like, whatever state he's in while he's in that box.
This
I
is
mean,
Captain
I
Jack.
can just get a Dragon to come back as a fire-breathing Drake.
No, let's
that work?
look for the medical bay.
Okay.
Bridge first. 'cause
Charcoal door.
that will show us where everything is.
Sure. Also, bridge is more like... I feel like that's a more obvious place to, like, find versus a medical bay, which could be, like, anywhere.
I will say, if any of you would like to take any supplies from this area, you can do. There's basically just there's an insane amount of food supplies here, so if you want food supplies, you can.
I think we said
think
you were going to
we'll
pick
come
up a
back
couple
for
and then
them.
we'll come back.
Double back
anyway.
for
Yeah.
supply run.
Sure.
Yeah. And Harry's nothing. And little did they know, they would not be back.
They would not be returning.
Might not come back to say, who knows?
It's that narrator's voice as they pan out the scene as they
Yeah.
walk through the door.
Okay.
Little did
Drop
they know
back into
they
the-
would not be returning.
Drop back into the corridor.
Yeah.
I'm back down. The corridor continues
Yeah.
along the ship, along the side of the ship.
Bridge, bridge, bridge,
Keep
bridge,
going.
bridge, 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 bridge. I'm also
hunting
keeping an
for any
eye out for
sign.
any animals. Like living ones.
I don't know if they'll be actually like able to get in here from the outside. All the doors were sealed.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there were cracks
Unless
and
something up
stuff,
ahead is
so
open.
I just figure if I see any animals, they might know their way around the ship, you know? Why are you
Eventually,
looking
the,
at me like that?
Corridor does turn.
If there's an animal living on the ship, it will know its way around the ship.
Yeah, but they might not use people words like the bridge. They might call it the big glowy room, which could be anything.
I can talk to them, and I'm pretty good at working out what idiots are trying to say.
Because you talk to yourself so much.
That was quick for Cyrus.
That was quick for Cyrus. I'm proud of him, to be honest.
Took me a second to get there, to be honest.
Not seeing Cyrus practicing his comebacks alone in his room.
But yeah, you
He's got like comebacks for dummies, the book.
you continue on.
It's like,
There's
if
a
they call
door
you
in the
stupid,
floor.
turn it back on them.
There's a door in the floor as you kind of continue onwards, which descends downwards. Looking in, you see that there is this door is open. This seems like a side access door to a vast big room. There is like from the angle you guys are come in from, you're at like the quote unquote like bottom of the ship in a sense, up against the side wall. But this is a huge atrium space here. There's enormous, still glowing forged centerpiece in the center here, which like rises kind of like away from you. Because obviously it would once have stood rising upward. It emits a calm golden light that fills the space with warmth and brilliance. It kind of gives a bit of light to the corridor that you are as well. There are a few small fountains around it, which are have run dry. Big luxury seating areas, a door engraved with like this beautiful blue metal and plush velvet cushions. And there are like a big stage as well, where performers could have performed. And it looks like this actually spans multiple decks. This central atrium, you can see there is like big balconies, big grand staircases that work their way up, like all the way around. Like it's a big. This is probably like the heart of the ship, at least from a guest point of view.
Wow.
You also see signs of Volgear looking in for the Gemstone Casino, which is on the 2nd floor. The Mithral Hall Spa, which is on the 3rd floor.
I knew they'd have a pool.
The Hearthstone Lounge, which is on the 4th floor. And the Starweaver Observation Deck, which is on the 5th floor. There's also another sign for the Adamantine Suites, kind of on the far side, but still on this level, looks like.
I mean, would the
Casino,
spa
anyone?
have the med bay?
We could throw the captain into the forge. That'll
Not
defrost
throwing
Again,
the
I
captain.
will repeat.
I'm sure
Casino.
there is a
Or-
med bay.
Yeah, there's a casino. There was no signs
Casino.
for medbay, but I mean, think about it this way: if you're on a public vessel, that stuff's probably hide the shade. Like Disney World isn't like the hospital. Like it's like you have a problem, you probably go tell someone, the staff, and then they'll take you there.
On a
Like
cruise ship, the from experience, the little hospital is always right next to the little jail you put people in if they do crimes while you're at
so
sea.
probably not
The
a
brig.
well-labeled area.
They don't call it a brig anymore. They call it like a containment facility or something.
Aww.
International
Sorry,
prison.
man.
If we make our way to the observation deck, we may be able to get a better view.
Should may have like a blueprint of the ship.
No, I saw your here map.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, if you the big atrium might have something of that nature if you went and looked around. That's something you'd like to look for. You certainly can. Bear in mind, this is like
we'll
the
look for one
hub.
of them. We'll look for one of them.
Sure. Someone can make you a perception check. Do you want to have a little scan around for something of that nature to try to get their
I'm good at
bearings?
Perceiving things, or not with my natural one streak. No, I am. I am good at perceiving things. 23.
Anyone.
Why do I bother checking?
No, I don't bother anymore with that. And we've got Miss Big Eyes and Miss Very Observant. We do not need.
Okay.
Got like
So
180-degree swivel on my eyes, you
The-
know.
the-
You can't compete with that.
exactly.
the big eye girls. Eventually you find a little
Girls, you are beautiful.
you find like a little map of the various levels of the ship. It is like tactile. Weird. Like it's not like a projection, it's not a hologram, it's like a physical printed on something
Real
map.
map.
And basically there are 5 levels marked on the map. You immediately find the level you're on, which is listed as level as deck 1. And you see that it shows the basically the entry boarding, which is where you came in. So the boarding hangar is there. There is also a lot of this floor seems to be dominated by the adamantine suites, which
That's the rich people. Those are rich people suites right there.
They probably have a pretty good view because they're on the bottom of the ships. They probably have some kind of like floor window or like porthole or something of those lines, kind of like a glass bottom boat kind of style, perhaps. Then also on this level is obviously the Grand Atrium, which you're currently in. Notably, there is no mapping of the non-guest related areas on this map. This is for guests to use. It's not like here's the kitchens and here's the that's not on there. This is like
any
this
kind of medical facilities posted on that, because I feel like maybe that's important for guests to know.
The second floor has the Silver Suites and the Gemstone Casino. The third floor has the Gold Suites and the Mithral Hall Spa. The fourth floor is just the Hearthstone Lounge, which appears to be like a huge, big, open plan like bar or like maybe restaurant. By the looks of like the layout of the map, it has like little like tables and stuff and a bar drawn on there. And the fifth floor has the Starweaver Observation Deck and the Platinum Suites, which are all the way up there as well. If you look for like anything like medical, there are signs for like medical symbols in Dwarvish that Vulgar can point it to, but upon inspection and finding the closest one, they are just like medical, like med kits. Like they're like
First aid kit.
first aid kits. Like they're not like
defibs.
yeah, they're like it's like a
If you
get this.
slide your hand open,
Yeah.
grab this, and then get some staff
Yeah,
to help
they
you.
probably have like a sending stone mounted in the wall, and like in Dwarvish it says like need assistance, please use the sending stone, like and it's like mounted into the wall. So you would assume that some member of staff probably have a connected sending stone and would know like, oh, someone on the fucking first floor has fallen and broke their hip. I need to go help.
Some poor dwarf is walking around with about 50,000 sending stone struck to his body. Which one? Which fucking one said that?
One says something, and then it just goes silent again. He's like, fuck, fuck, fuck.
You would imagine
That
probably
or a
each
big-
member of the crew has one.
Yeah, but it's way funnier to imagine it's just
Yeah.
one guy.
It's just all on big 1-1. There's one guy just sat there, and the second he hears it, it's like, shit, I missed it.
Maybe they can program them to like light up as well, so you just gotta look for the light.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you get from that. You get a good idea
Well,
of the guest
map will
areas.
tell us where the medbay isn't, at least.
Yeah,
Is there a sixth floor?
There are no doors marked. Like, I suppose there would be doors marked for emergency exit routes. That that might be the only thing that would be on this kind of map. It would be like emergency exit marked, and they would be doors that don't seem to lead anywhere on the map, which you would see. The door you just came through is probably marked as an emergency exit door, but you don't know where it goes. And maybe probably like, you know, it's one of those ones where it's probably follow the lights in case emergency kind of thing to your nearest evacuation station, yada yada yada.
No.
Should we just go
If we keep going down, maybe.
Well,
I'm sure the
usually
bridge would be
crew stuff is
top.
down. The bridge is usually at the highest point. The crew things are usually at the bottom.
But a med bay wouldn't
have a med bay
necessarily.
at the bottom because
You meant they did be down the middle.
you wouldn't want to bring your fancy guests down to like the crew quarters to get medical attention.
You might.
It would be middle. It would be middle of ship. It would be easily accessible
From everywhere.
everywhere in the ship, from bottom to top.
Yeah. And you're not going to traipse your entire guests through the whole of the crew's quarters.
So we want to get an emergency exit on the middle floor. So we need to go. If we go down, we just go across. Like if we head down, we're just going across.
Okay.
So we need to go again, left or right, to go up or down.
Well, the atrium that you have, you can just walk along the wall, and the further you walk from the current position, the higher deck count you go. Like, you just walk along the wall and just walk to a balcony and just walk onto the floor. Like, you don't need to find a stairway or like that because the ship is on its side. And because the atrium spans from levels 1 to 4, it doesn't go to 5th. The atrium stops at the 5th level. The 5th level is that Starweaver Lounge. But the atrium goes all the way up the floors, right the way up to that like bar and restaurant.
So we want to get the floor free.
Which is the Mithral Hall Spa.
Spa. Oh man,
If we
the
come
pool's
in a
gonna
bed,
be
they just if we
empty
get
because it fell on its side, so
Yeah.
all the water will have fallen out.
maybe there's like a steam room. Just put him
Well,
in
the
there.
other thing is if we go to the 5th floor, if we find like a staff, probably gonna lead close to the bridge. So I imagine the bridge would be at the top of the ship.
Why don't we search for the bridge first? I mean, the captain's gonna keep being frozen indefinitely.
He's not going anywhere.
Let's go to the 5th floor, find an emergency exit, and see if we can get up another level.
Okay, you start climbing. You walk up the side of the ship here that you're kind of walking along, climbing past the. Jesus Christ, Juno.
That surprised her as well.
Fucking hell. It's like a fucking kill a horse. Don't let a match, they'll kill us all. But yeah, so you kind of walk all the way up to the 4th floor, which is where the Hearthstone Lounge is. And then there is a grand stairwell that climbs up to the observation deck. You see the observation deck is labeled as well. Big, fancy, kind of like, you know, like signage as well. You walk along that stairway is like in the middle, so you probably have to like climb like the side of the ship a little bit, like across like the these big carved like, you know, pillars made of this blue metal. You can like climb up almost like rungs on a quite separate ladder. It's pretty tough going, but luckily, you know, you don't have to do it for super long before you reach the stairwell, and you walk up the wall of the stairwell, and eventually you find yourself at the Starweaver observation deck. There is a massive crystalline dome, kind of like that like offers up in front of you, that you imagine once would have offered beautiful views of the Expanse, but now it offers glorious views of a lake. A little quaint jungle clearing, and you see drinking from the lake as you have come up in here. There are 2 green scaled creatures. They have they look almost like feline like, and they have these like long barbed kind of like, they look like wings, but they don't have any membrane like coming off them, like they're barbed, and they're both having a drink, and as they are there, they stop, they look up, like sniff the air, and you see they slink back in the undergrowth, almost disappearing from sight. And then you see crashing down into the water at speed, like almost like a kingfisher just swooping down, a green scaled wyvern just like dives down, snatches up this big fish, and then like flies up into the air again. And you see the like, strange feline creatures, they don't reappear.
I hope Tella's okay.
I'm sure he's fine. He's in the hangar.
From here, because the ship's on the side, if we angle ourselves either on the left or right hand side of this, can we maybe see the helm?
If you
Like looking from the outside onto like to see if the kind of the ship's raised up any more levels.
Yeah, if you went, you would probably want to move towards that big glass dome and like try to get like a view from there. But it's not going to be super easy from this angle, but it does have pretty good like surround vision. But if you could get like up against the dome almost, that would be ideal.
Okay. I'll attempt to get as close to the stove as I can to try and see.
So you can make your way down the side wall, and then basically you can try to start scaling up the where the dome is, effectively trying to scale that ceiling. Because the dome is like concave and you're on the inside of the concave, there is like a little lip that you could like sit on effectively. Just making like a general, let's call it athletics check, just to see how you do, just because the glass isn't like made to be climbed on, and like, you know, you're trying to like find slippery handholds and things like that.
Oh.
There's no real major danger.
13.
It takes you a bit of effort, maybe a bit of help from one of your companions. These might come give you another like boost, and you like climb up in and like, you know, lay back on the glass, and it's like, it's weird. It's like you're sat on the ceiling almost, like it's like their perspective is all wrong and off, and all the furniture is all piled up against one side of the room. Like there's these broken telescopes, there's like these big sofas that like slid over that weren't bolted down and things like that. There's like a big bar as well on one end, and all the bottles have just fallen and smashed. You like look up, start looking around. Just make a perception check. Be a flat roll because you've managed to get up into the glass itself.
I'm not very perceptive, but none that 20.
None that 20. You see that the ship has split into two parts. The part of the ship that you're on seems to be the main body of the ship. The part of the ship that is disconnected from you, when you look back towards it, it appears to be what you would say would be the rear of the ship's, probably the engines. You see that there is here, like where there's like almost like, you look at the lake and you look at like where that half of the ship is from here, it looks like there has probably been some kind of like arcane, like engineered like runoff maybe from the engines itself that might have gotten the water supply here, just based on how it's split, but it looks like it has long since dried up. But you do manage to spot the bridge. The bridge actually sits lower than this dome. This dome is like the highest point. The bridge sits closer towards the front of the ship from where you currently are, which is kind of like the direction you were headed before, if that makes sense. Like the direction you were originally traveling along the lowest deck. On that end, it appears to be close to the front of the ship, probably to allow it to navigate forward. However, a ship of this size, you think it might have even had two bridges. It might have had one on the rear as well, just so they could have multiple eyes in multiple directions. It might even have like a lower bridge, but like from up here you can see that what looks to be a slightly large bulbous structure, not as ornate as this one, but similar, like, you know, kind of you'd expect to see like a big, you know, think like a tanker's kind of style, that big surrounded by glass kind of bridge, which is facing away from you.
Okay, I'll climb back down and relay kind of the direction that we need to be heading in. And yeah, so the bridge is at the front of the ship, kind of the same direction that we were heading in originally. It seems to be the main bridge. There may be a second one, but this ship's now ship's kind of split in half, so we would have to kind of go outside and back in again to kind of get to that part, and that might be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I think if we just head to the bridge that we were already heading towards, it should give us enough information to figure out where medbay is, like cargo inventory.
And it should still have power because I mean half the doors in here have power, so that power must be coming from somewhere.
Yeah, we can even see if we can reroute where that beacon's being sent from to higher terminals if we need to.
Good. All right, let's head that direction and just see if we can kind of fumble our way there.
Astra and Atlas, you see under the broken furniture in this room, the first sign of life here, apart from the frozen dwarf you found. There is the remains of a partially mummified skeleton arm sticking out from underneath a big sofa. And there's a lot like staining.
Hey, Cyrus, help me lift this sofa.
All right.
Lifts.
Lift it up. There is the shattered remains of a partially mummified skeleton. The hair still clings to them. They had a long, beautiful beard, probably like once maybe a vibrant ginger, but is dulled with time. But it's still affixed to like the bone and mummified skin. And you see that they have, beautiful like necklace like around their neck, which is like made of gold and has a big amethyst in the middle of it. And they're wearing like this quite like fine looking clothing that has just become tattered and ruined and ragged with age. Much like the carpets in this place, they're all like moth eaten and like, but the necklace still looks, it doesn't look like immaculately preserved, but it looks, probably needs a bit of a polish. Some of the gold in it has taken a bit of battering. It might need a bit of work from a jeweler, but like it probably could be turned into something, very nice again without too much work.
You can have it if you want, but I'm not super ethically comfortable with taking stuff directly off someone's body.
Nah, they're not going to use it. Pocket that.
The broken skull just crumbles as you like pull it off the neck. Like you go to maybe like try to fumble with the clasp, and just like the spinal cord just snaps and he just comes away. It's like, oh well, done.
Oops.
Well, at the very least, let's not put the sofa back on top of them. That feels fucked up.
And Cyrus, as you are down there near the glass, you look up and you swear you saw something move in the jungle out there. Something big. Like not like, probably about the same size as like a horse. Big.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Yeah,
Must have
I'm
been
sure
the
you're not
wind.
cursed by a haunted necklace now.
I mean, Atlas, you're pretty helping, but Astra, you might have seen it. Astra, you probably would have seen Cyrus' head snap up, and you can like follow it yourself, and you see what at first you kind of think it might be Tewa out there. You see like almost like that, set of wings. You see a couple of heads and like a long tail, just as it swishes into the undergrowth and goes away.
Tewa's still on the ship, right?
He said he would stay in the hangar bay.
He was in the hangar bay, but he might have left.
Because if not, there's maybe another chimera out there, or something.
That's okay. That it's out there and we're in here. It's fine.
Very optimistic.
Yeah.
Is the hangar door
Nothing to worry
still
about.
open?
Yes.
Left it open.
That's why Tewa's in there. Guard dog.
Okay.
I mean, chimeras are pretty intelligent, but I don't think it's intelligent to, like, go here and then realize what the hangar door is and then go there.
Also, chimeras aren't pretty intelligent. Tewa's pretty intelligent, but Tewa's intelligent because he studied those books. Your average chimera is as dumb as your average, animal.
Also,
That's-
Tewa could not fit through the door. So, if that thing is the same size as Tewa, they
also
can't
not
fit through the door.
It could have.
So that
Tewa could have
is-
fit through the door to the atrium. You probably could have doubled back and got Tewa if you wanted. But the atrium door was closed at the hangar, so we didn't need someone to open it for them.
That's a bit.
Let's not worry about it.
chimera.
Let's keep going to the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay. Ash just
mean,
worrying about it, like.
It's a jungle. There's probably lots of stuff that wants to eat us out there, right?
That's
I mean,
why
I literally
That's how
saw
jungles
I
work.
literally saw a wyvern go fishing for a big fish.
Sure steps a little bit closer to Cyrus. Just like, nope.
It's fine. You're inside. They're outside.
He is just like pulls out her like pistol, just checks it, puts it back on the belt.
To the bridge. Come on.
You head down towards the nearest staff emergency exit, kind of points in that right direction. Again, a bit of climbing and awkwardness to get to, but it is achievable. It just takes time, and you know, it's not like this is overly dangerous work. Like the ship is so large and so vast, but also it has been settled here for so long. There's not much risk of anything like suddenly shifting, except for maybe if you guys displacing weight. However, the ship really well made, like.
Damn dwarven craftsmanship.
But you kind of think that as you're walking through, like, wonder what. Why did this crash? Like, you know, there's no obvious reason why this crashed. Like, it's even now it's still holding up to, you know, years of being partly submerged, rusting. Like, it's still holding weight, and you know, it feels like it should be much worse condition for what it is.
It also feels like there should be a lot more bodies.
Maybe. Especially considering the rumor is that no one knows what happened to it.
Well, maybe if there were survivors and they ate each other to survive.
Maybe. But then you'd think there would be, you know, fragments. You can't eat a whole people.
Well, we found a people.
That people got crushed by sofas.
Maybe that was some kind of animal that just picked its way through everything and couldn't find them.
No, there'd be a lot more bloodstains.
I mean, maybe not after all this time. Things rot.
Unless it
If
Drag them away.
if the ship crashed, then I think no, they wouldn't have left because there was plenty of food here. Like,
And they had a distress beacon going out.
As you kind of like following this like staff quarter area, kind of like looking for any like signs that might be obvious at the bridge, as you're kind of moving along, you hear something up ahead. It sounds like it almost sounds like the bristles of like a fluffy dog's tail, like wagging against like a table, like kind of like pretty repetitive.
That's
Up ahead.
weird.
Like round the corner.
Should we be being sneaky?
I think so.
Hey, you want to do a stealth check?
Yeah, let's sneak around that corner.
Let's try and sneak around that corner.
Let's try and sneak around that corner.
He's got a 20.
Kinda sneak around that corner.
The 5.
Does not sneak around that corner.
Oh my god,
It's
that's an
okay
11.
though, because the rest of us are pretty sneaky. We kind of make up for Astra, you know?
Yeah, support.
Yeah.
He's a little bit scared right now.
You're like walking too close to Cyrus and just tripping him up.
as
What
per
did
usual,
you
just turns invisible.
get, Atlas.
22. I mean, when it was just like the
104,
Talons
20, cool.
trio, it was like rogue with ridiculous stealth, bard with pretty good stealth, and then just clunk,
Clang,
clunk,
clang,
clunk,
clang,
clunk,
clang,
clunk.
clang.
You, who's going first? As you kind of like quietly make your way to this corner. Who's leading? What's the marching order?
Atlas will lead. She's got pretty good dark vision and shit, so she probably won't
Atlas
give
is
you
I
leading.
feel like Volga's got to be somewhere near the front because he's reading out direction.
Yes, we'll give him a second.
Cyrus will probably be third.
Cyrus third.
Astra's behind Cyrus.
Astra. And then do you want
Get
Daze
my
to
head
take up the
back.
rear
I
for
can't
you,
see shit.
Theros, or do you want to be next?
Can't
I'm
be
asking-
sneaky if I've got the dodge.
I'm asking Beros if he. Well, I mean, if you don't have a fucking torch, Daze has her torch on because she's not walking through the dark.
Yeah, no, I'll have my like. There's Days have like an electric torch, or just
She
like
probably has like a fucking Pip-Boy boom like glow for her hollow strap.
Yeah, well,
She probably has a fucking add-on like that, like a
yeah,
light
we'll,
add-on.
we'll use that over
Okay.
over like a
Do you want
traditional
her
torch.
in the rear then, like lighting you off from
Yeah.
behind? Okay.
Yeah.
So Barros, then D is in the rear.
You're at the back because you can't see in the dark,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
your light
So,
would blind us.
yeah, so
Then I
your
should be in
D
the middle.
service back, illuminating forward, and then no one's being dazzled by the light. That makes a total sense. So Atlas, you get to the corner, you peek around, you see standing there a figure of a humanoid. They stand about an even 6 foot tall. They are, standing there on the side of the wall, like on the same way you guys are, like gravity affects them the same way, and they have a very like it was once a sweeping brush very full of bristles, but now the bristles are almost all gone. There's maybe only like a few tufts left on the bottom, and they are just sweeping dust.
Do they look alive?
They are wearing like fairly tattered looking clothing. They look very much alive in the sense that they are not like shambling around. They're standing up straight and brushing, and they have their back to you, and they have this like they're not dwarvish. They're definitely not dwarvish. They're too tall.
Atlas will look to Volgir and like motion like calling out to them to see what he thinks.
Yeah, Volgir's kind of looking at you going, want me to speak to them all?
It's just one guy.
Okay.
Hello?
The figure stops suddenly. They turn around to face you, and you see where their eyes are, two perfectly round, glowing blue lights. You see they have lines from the lights that kind of like follow that blue line over and around their face, and then down over where their mouth would be, which seems to be in a almost expressionless visage.
They robot.
Yeah, they do not appear to have flesh. They appear to be some kind of construct-like creature at a glance.
Oh, that explains it.
And then they call out in Dwarvish, hello there, you appear to be lost. Can I be of assistance? Passenger.
I don't speak Dwarvish. What do you say?
I'll translate it across.
Tell him
I'll
that
translate it
we're
for him.
Looking for the med bay.
looking for the med
Yeah,
bay.
med
It
bay.
seems you're
Looking-
speaking in common. I can speak in common if that is your preferred language, passenger.
Well, yeah, sure, that's cool.
Please.
Please.
Of course.
Hi, what's your name?
I am Helper Unit 451.
Fair enough. We're looking for the med bay.
It seems you're looking for the med bay. I can help take you there if you like.
That
Do
would
you
be
require
appreciated.
assistance getting there? Are you able to walk?
Yes, please. But just good.
We are able to walk.
Volgir says yes, please. As the vigil walks round to the corner, looks up at you, kind of rounds the corner where you guys all are, looks up because you guys have had you're literally coming down the side of peek round like that, and he's standing horizontally to you in a sense, because the way the ship's set up, and he goes please, let me assist you, and he holds out a hand towards Volgir.
Take the man's
Yeah, well,
hand, Volgir.
I might not have to walk. I'll take his hand.
He very gently takes your hand, reaches the other hand around your back, and then he hefts you up into a bridal carry with relative ease. And
We
he was
should not fight this man.
yeah. And he was if you'd like to follow me, we will need to go down 2 floors. Unfortunately, the ship appears to be suffering some kind of gravitational issue, so we will need to take a slightly alternative route.
It's not actually him who needs to go there. It's...
I'm afraid I'm confused.
There's someone else.
Show us the way.
Show us the way.
Certainly. Chung, 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 just carrying Volgir
Volgir's
along.
just waving at you from behind, going, at least I don't have to walk.
I will have to return to my sweeping later. The dust is really building up in this place. As he leaves the broom behind.
I don't think this guy knows they crashed.
HU451 will lead you kind of along the corridor, He was like, you really should not be back here. It is supposed to be employees only in this area. It is not quite safe, especially with the incursion of the strange wildlife.
We were looking for the bridge.
Ah, you wish to see the captain?
Yes.
Would you like to go there first, or is the medical bay more urgent? I understand that you may require medical attention more urgently than talking to someone.
No, we actually need to talk to the captain super soon, and then the medical bay after.
Very well, super soon can be done. The bridge is down this corridor here, and he stops suddenly, and you realize he stops like a centimeter from a fucking big drop. Like, and he looks down, and there's about a 60-foot drop, and he goes like, if you'd like to follow me, and then he just steps off. With Volgir in his hands.
Well, Volgir's dead.
And then you hear of some kind of like jet, like, and Volgir, just before the thing hits the ground, a little bolt of upward momentum, and then just gently stops dead.
Atlas will reach the edge and be like, well, you heard the man. Follow him, and then step off herself and fly.
Yeah. Beast goes like, I'm not doing that. Where, can we find where to tie some rope off or something? Fuck this place.
I have some rope, I think.
Yeah, I still have Barros's, and she sleeves his off. I don't think it's long enough. How? Okay. Yeah, fuck it.
Just jump a little bit. You got big feet.
That
Are there
feels
like
racially insensitive?
corridors, like down this one corridor, or there are adjacent corridors that like pan off?
Ooh,
Damn it!
straight shot. That's why it's like smooth.
You
So
can't make
before
me
there's like all
move
these
to the
pillars and stuff.
racism
That's just like a
table. They're all on
smooth
their
like corridor.
side.
You can see that there are areas that like are clearly designed for like additional blast doors to like maybe like open, but they are flush to the wall. They're not like, you know, encroaching.
Cyrus, if you hold this rope, we can climb down, and then we can send the robot boy after you.
Fine. Cyrus ties the rope around himself.
Okay, brace yourself.
Takes a strong stance.
So your guys kind of one at a time. I'll start going down. Eventually you'll end up at the bottom bar, Cyrus. Perfect. I can open the door for you if you'd like from here. However, because we're standing on it, we will probably fall.
Can you go get our friend first? He can't. He needs assistance getting down.
Certainly. I will need to go around to get him.
Around
you
what?
can't fly.
Opens the door. You fall, you will plummet about like 15 foot or so before you impact the console. Everyone make me a dexterity saving throw, please, apart from Cyrus.
Oh, lovely.
How's it
Volgir,
going?
He would have still been holding you, so you didn't have to make a check.
Do
Oh, well.
I get advantage because I can fly, or?
Yeah, if you were still flying, you'd be fine. Astra and Barosh, you both like feel this fall coming. You're gonna take half damage from it. It's only a shortfall anyway. It's not crazy long. You take 2 points bludgeoning damage, and but you don't land prone. You land like, you know, squat down, like a little bit sore, but you know, not
Superhero landing.
not like you fall on your ass.
Hey, helper bot. Where do you think we are right now?
Right now, we are visiting the draconic homeworld of Thaxil. We have been here
Write down
for
on that one.
39 years. That puts us 39 years over schedule to depart.
That makes sense.
Well, I'll have to go back and get your friend now. I'll need to go out the side door here. And he points to the broken windshield. And now you finally get a chance to look around the bridge. The bridge has crashed directly into a canopy. There is branches that have overgrown up through the broken glass, overtaking like the consoles, growing over everything. It is clear that life is reclaiming the ship through this area. It looks like the only thing really keeping it back was that door that the bot had opened for you before, which they instinctively close again once they've gone through it. So Cyrus, you see the door open, all your friends fall and just slam shut.
Well, they're
and you've
all
no
dead.
communication of anything else. You would see the helper bot goes, "This is the captain here. I believe that she is in some kind of pain or needs medical attention. I have attempted to help her. However, she is unresponsive." And you see slumped at the controls with a it has actually now at this point, it probably went through her throat, but it has now since grown past and around her this really wide trunk of a branch, which has probably maybe started small and has just like popped, and the head is like completely like sluiced to one side. It's not a pleasant sight. Bear in mind, she is almost completely skeleton, with a small patch of mummified flesh, and a lot of her is missing. Like, limbs are missing from this person. Like, but like the body's there, like the head's there, probably because it's like so grown, like overgrown and held in place. And she's wearing a similar kind of uniform to that one you saw before. However, this one is in bits. It is ruined. It is like, you know, completely soiled. Yeah, got a complete mess. And there is a few other like pieces of people in this area as well, but she's the most put together of them all. It looks like wildlife probably can come and go as it pleases in here with this smash glass. I'm going to need to go out and go around, and I'll get to your friend momentarily. If you would like to be the captain, I will meet back with you shortly. And then HU 451 walks over to the window, pulls himself out, and then you hear them like moving along. After a little bit, you hear like the sound of like metal on metal as he started climbing a ladder or something on the outside of the strip. I mean, like an access ladder. You're not sure.
Well, something tells me the captain isn't going to be super talkative, but maybe there's some dogs here.
She does have a mouth.
I can't speak with dead, so
how far is the
she
door?
actually is dead.
60 foot.
Okay, well, I
60
guess we
feet.
talk to the captain first.
What's that?
Go on, Astra.
2d6 for every
What are we
10
asking
feet.
her? What
1d6.
happened?
What happened?
1d6?
And maybe how to access the ship logs. I mean, let's just find out what happened first.
Okay. I think it takes Astra 10 minutes to cast that.
If you want to cast it as a ritual, if that is one.
Think.
This is the thing. The door closed. Cyrus doesn't know what's going on, so he's like, "Oh fuck! The robot's gonna kill them."
Yep. What do you
He's
do,
going
Cyrus?
to. He's going to rage, and he's going to jump.
Okay.
Oh,
Cyrus goes
no.
rage, and you jump, and you fall 60 foot. You can make me a acrobatics check to try to break your fall a little bit if you want.
I do have advantage because I'm raging. Oh,
Oh, no,
acrobatics.
just an action to
Acrobatics.
cast.
It's not athletics.
Acro-
I got
Damn it.
not 20. I mean, you still
no,
take
no,
that
that's
20.
that's athletic.
25. We take it would be
Yeah.
wouldn't be advantage though, so it'd be just a 13. So it would be a 12. 12 would be enough to break the fall a little bit, so I'll only roll 5d6. You take 15 points half to 7
That's not bad.
as you land up.
You just hear it from the door clunk.
And then about as you are like looking up at the door, 30 seconds passes, and then peering over the edge, you see the two blue eyes. It appears you have already made your way down. Apologies, I did not know you were able to do that. Hang on, and then they also jump down, and they jettison themselves up a little bit and land, and they go, would you like to join your friends?
Yes, please.
Certainly. And then he presses the
Confused,
button.
angry
The
face.
door opens, he slams down, he gently lands. Cyrus, making him a acrobatics check to break the fall.
Oh, hey, Cyrus.
16.
You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you, like, you know, sprain your ankle a tiny bit. After that's much smaller fall. And you see the sight before you. You see, like, Astra's in the middle of getting, like, this ritual started, like...
Well, this is pleasant.
Yeah, I bet that really fucking hurt. Maybe that's the second question. I think we already know. We're gonna ask her what happened.
Eventually, the Speak with Dead connects, and the head is, like, sluiced to the side. Like, you watch as, like, a semblance of half-life comes back to the eye sockets as it turns... and looks you in the eyes. Astra, what do you say?
What happened here?
I got skewered by a fucking tree, you fucking
Yeah,
bitch. You didn't-
the
you
ship
can't
fucking
see
crashed.
that.
We had a severe outage of most of our engines. I stayed here to give them as much time as possible. I went down with my ship.
Fair enough.
Does she know anything about the guy in the freezer?
No, that's not relevant.
There's a guy in-
We can ask
How would-
Freezer
how
Guy
would she
about
know?
that
She was
later.
here.
She was here.
How would you know
mean,
if some guy just crawled into a
Maybe there
feel
was a
like-
mutiny and the mutiny failed, so they put him in.
They had like engine fail.
No.
I feel like we either ask her if she knows why the failures happened, or I don't know. Ask her if she had any last wishes.
Engine failure. Why did the engines fail?
Why did the engines fail?
Don't know. Had sent the chief engineer to go look, but never heard back from him.
Where are the passengers?
Astro, repeat, where are the passengers?
Most of them should have escaped on the life ships, but we were in orbit. They were never designed to work in orbit.
Well, considering nobody ever heard from them again.
Yeah, they probably got burned up in atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Or
would
taken out
imagine
by dragons.
Beros, you probably would have a pretty good idea. A life escape pod from a ship of this size, because they're designed to get away from things like complete engine meltdown, like huge explosion potentially. They jettison at basically expand like that, almost like you're similar to your star shift speed, like for a few seconds. Which if you're in orbit, great, because it gets a lot of distance covered really, really quickly. If you're in atmosphere and you hit something, probably explode and impact. And most things generally would go outward from the sides, so it's quite possible the ship was coming in sideways.
And it just shot a bunch of people directly into the ground like little bullets.
Quite potentially. And the other one's just up into the Expanse, maybe. If they even got that high, or more likely, they may not have even made it out of the orbit, and then or made it out of atmosphere, may have burned up on re-entry.
Gruesome.
Pretty bad.
Do we have more questions? I don't remember how many
I
questions.
think you get 5.
With 3. We've asked
Alright,
3
so-
questions.
2 more.
I like the last one being if they had any last wishes. I like giving people last wishes.
Okay, that'll be the last question. What's our 4th question?
You said about the ship's logs, but I suppose it's not
I
really.
suppose that's probably not too hard to.
We
Yeah,
can
we can
probably
just-
work that out.
Hack the terminals.
Mm.
We could just ask her if there's anything important we need to know.
Or is there anything important that they had on the ship that we should take with us? And where it was?
Was there anything important on the ship that you'd want us to take with us?
Check looks at you. VIP storage vault. 3rd floor. Careful
wonder if
of
that's-
wards.
I wonder if that's storing the VIP shit or the VIPs.
I imagine the VIPs
that-
would have got off
that-
first.
That last question, I know
She would have said deck 3.
I know you wanted to ask if it was last wishes, but I think asking how we get into the vault could be
Yeah.
pretty important.
Yeah.
Alright.
That is a last wish then, I think.
How do we get into the vault?
Safely. Not getting
Safely.
burnt up by wards.
It escorted by 2 captains. She would say captains, she'd say 2 chiefs of the ship. Need 2 keys turned at the same time. Otherwise, you risk the constructs. But you would be able to use the keys. They require voice activation.
So we're fucking hacking this thing.
So we need to either hack it
I mean,
or we need to
one of
find
you
that
has
other
a
guy.
ring.
One of us has the voicey voice ring.
Yeah, so
you
could
probably
you...
haven't had the time
heard.
to study her.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, how long does it say to study her for on the ring? Like, is it
It's
a
an
minute
R.
or an hour?
I think it's an R.
If it's a minute, I think we're happy.
If it's a minute, we might squick it.
But you know, if you could find voice logs
Voice
or
logs.
captain's
Yeah.
logs or something like that, but then you might not even have to
Can I
You could like
start?
try to piece those together, like stitch them together.
Yeah, it's for at least an hour.
Okay, well, let's see if we can find any voice logs, and then let's go to the
I'm
med bay and see if
assuming-
we can wake up that other guy, and hopefully he'll
I
have
was
a
about to
key.
say, I'm assuming she's dead now. She's got Despedium.
Yeah, she as the last question answered, you watch as that like semblance of life leaves, and she like
Can I hunt for a key on her?
sure, pat her down.
Yeah.
I like that you're like, gotta wait till she's like dead again. That's you can't just like start grabbing shit off her while she's still half alive.
You find that she has a it is like a nice playing card shape, but it's probably a couple of like millimeter thick. It's good and sturdy, like a metal card. And you see it has on there Captain Leos Orgon.
Leos Morgan.
I think the best plan for us to
And she has security level 5 access.
I think the best thing for us to do is maybe I stay here with Volgear. We'll go through the logs, see if I can mimic that voice.
And I
You
take the
take the-
ASMR to go defrost that guy with the robot.
Yes. Then we can get to captains, go to the VIP vault, we'll open it, hopefully, and then bada bing, we've got our treasure, and then we get off.
And then we leave.
Sounds good to me. Can't argue a plan that ends you getting off. Sounds like a good plan.
You said
Hey,
Captain Leon.
Helperbot, we need to take a quick stop by a storage hangar and then to the med bay.
Alpha storage, was it?
Storage alpha.
Yeah,
Bay alpha.
there you go.
There you go.
Cargo bay alpha.
We're going to storage bay alpha and then we're going to go to the med bay.
Certainly, I can help you get there. We'll need to go via the outside access, though. I do not have a way to climb up the interior of this corridor.
Yeah, neither do we.
I could fly up there, tie off a rope in a hole, yeah.
Are you gonna hold up the robot as well?
He has arms. I'm sure he can climb a rope. Can you
You're
climb a
gonna
rope?
hold.
He also got out through the window and climbed up the outside of the ship.
Yeah, and he was fairly quick as well.
There's an
thought
access
it was
hatch
like-
up just further along.
Yeah, but he's made of robot and we're made of meat and there are animals out there.
Plus
like
one
30 feet up. We're on a
But-
ship.
But one robot is less inconspicuous than 4 people.
We know it's safe to go the inside route. I'll fly up there, tie off a rope, and then you guys can climb up.
The robot can take the outside access because then it's not going to attract as much attention.
The robot can also help haul us up. He was able to carry Volgear with ease.
He's still
He
holding.
can
No,
hold-
he put Volker down to go get you.
You can hold the rope. To make sure there's enough. Astra, you said that you had some rope. We'll just tie the 2 pieces
Yeah.
of rope together and make sure that you've got enough.
Cool. Let's go.
Okay, so you're putting a rope up there?
Looks up at the door that's above us.
Let me get that for you. The door opens.
Atlas will fly up.
You should have 100 foot of rope.
Yep.
Do you want me to do the sleight of hand to tie the rope
Yeah, I
together?
do know. I
See
see
how
the nod is just to make sure it's secure. I don't know if these
And that one and everyone falls.
15.
doesn't. Yeah.
Is you coming with us to the med bay, or are you gonna stick here with Barros and Volgear?
Feel like I should probably stick with the guys just so we're not, putting too much weight in one direction.
Let's do it.
Plus, I
Okay.
want to have a little nosy out the window here, and she goes down and starts peeking out.
Fair enough.
If you're back down there, if you find any vegetables in the frozen thing, just get me some.
Yeah, we'll pocket them.
Meat's no good to me.
Damn vegetarians. Damn vegan materians.
Bunny,
Rabbit.
got lettuce, shit, and carrots.
You're actually not meant to feed rabbits carrots because they're really high in sugar.
Fuck you, Atlas. I see you at night eating the white bread in the kitchen. I know it's so good. You're supposed to have peas. And seeds and that kind of shit.
I feel like there's that look
I'm
of
meant to be eating
acknowledgement.
basically 100% meat.
Yeah.
And I'm meant to be eating it whole and then like coughing up the bones.
Yeah.
But it makes my throat hurt.
But yeah, you fucking Atlas, just the image of like Atlas's like mum like putting like, you know, like the prepping like the meat like for like the family, like just like whole fucking carcass, whole carcass, like the boneless chicken for like, you know, like the chicken nuggets for fucking Atlas. But yeah, so a few of
Dinosaur
you-
nuggies, but they're not dinosaurs. They're like the monsters from the
Squall.
yeah, squall.
Squall.
Like giant hook
Beholder
horrors.
nuggies.
Beholder nuggies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
To be fair, an entire carcass would be hard to fit through her little mask hole.
Atlas, make me a check for the tying off the rope on the other end, unless you're holding it.
I will tie it off.
Sure. You find like a suitable like little area to like loop it around, like, you know, because you got 100 foot of rope, you got 40 foot to play with on the far side. You can find like, you know, a mount for a fire extinguisher or something pretty solid on the wall. Just make a sleight of hand check, see how tight it is.
19.
Pretty good. Yep. So the Asimar climb up no problem. Nobody slips and falls. Do you leave the rope there?
What do you mean, do I leave the rope there?
Do you leave the rope there?
I think Cyrus has some rope on him, so we might need to. We could probably just leave the rope there.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
we
like
might
once
need to
everyone
give
has
all the
climbed
drops
up,
and stuff.
Yeah, once everyone climbs up, we won't.
Okay. Well, what about
what if
your
Volgir
friends
and
down there? That's
Barros
what I'm
and
asking.
Diaz?
Are you leaving a rope for Volgir and Barros to climb up if they need to?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because if something comes through the window,
yeah.
they're gonna need an
They're
exit.
gonna want to get out of there.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's all I wanted to know.
I mean,
Cyrus,
if you
Cyrus
wanted
has
rope,
50 feet of rope.
if you wanted some rope, Volgir would have given you one of his 50 feet of rope as well before you left.
We have
There you go.
rope.
So now you have 100.
Cyrus has 100 feet of rope.
Dotan says 100, Volgir has none.
I have
Astra has
still got
none.
50. I still have rope silk.
Don't.
I had 100
Okay,
foot
so-
total.
Cool.
So I'm giving you half of mine, so I've still got a
And
bit left just in
Barros,
case.
did you give the rope that you gave the days for the corridor as well?
Yes.
Okay, so days is that rope. Cool. Noted. So the boys in the cockpit, I think only Volgir has rope at the moment, but you do have
Yeah.
a rope with you, like that 100 foot next to you, if you need it.
Yep.
HU45 will look at the rope and will say, I'm going to take the access panel, and then they go around through the window and they climb up the ladder. Eventually link back up with you, but like, if you'd like to follow me, we'll need to go we will need to jump over the pit, the corridor. He will leap a
Sure.
little of his little boots. He'll jettison himself over there and start leading you in that way. Does anyone in this group who cannot fly have a strength score of less than 10?
No.
Ha ha ha! Wings coming in clutch there with my 9 strength.
You all can leap over this thing with relative ease. There's no real danger. It's not like you're like, you know, in being chased like that. I have to make a sudden decision. So you leap over, land, and then kind of start continuing following HU45 1 down towards the storage bay. And as the rest of you guys in the cockpit begin like going through like panels, trying to get terminals back online, you know, like looking around, things like that, I think that is a good place to stop for the night. So we'll call it there. We'll see you next week. Bye.